Why, hello there. Welcome back to Twisted Veil, a Through the Breach campaign presented by Ink and Lyre. We have a lot of exciting stuff today as our heroes go deeper into the mines of danger, death, and all sorts of fun things. But before that, as always, announcement time. Deanna, take it away.
Me? Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
me!
Mm-hmm.
This is the time of the stream where I overflow, my cauldron runneth over with love, and I shout out all the wonderful folks and businesses and partners that we work with. So, let's get down to it. First, we want to shout out our partners. These are names that should be familiar to you. If you've checked out any other shows on our channel or been around for a while, you will recognize these guys. First shout out goes to Nine Realms Gaming. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. That's things like dice vaults, dice towers, dice trays, and hero vaults. Beautiful wooden gaming accessories. You can visit their website now and use our exclusive partner code at LYRE10 to get 10% off at ninerealmsgaming.com. That's LYRE 10. Alright. Second name, another beautiful recurring face, is WANDERLILY Dice. WANDERLILY Dice is a small handmade dice making company in Huntsville, Alabama. They make sharp edged dice, dice jewelry, and other adventurer items, such as hand stamped leather journals and handmade resin pens. You can find their shop at wanderlilydice.com, and you can use the code InkAndLiar10 to get 10% off of your order. Um, I'm assuming I'm reading about the community challenge. If I'm not, I'm assuming it'll be deleted. All right. We have our first community challenge, which was redeemed and prompted by the viewer by the name of GamePlayer3009. I've seen that name pop up a bunch. They're a very cool person. They have requested a Snock tarot card from our Fate's End show. That's our Monday night show. I'm on it. You should check it out. With Community Challenge, you'll all be able to pool your channel points, which we have dubbed scrolls in our channel, with others in the community. You'll all earn channel points by simply watching the stream, chilling, hanging out with us for a while. Community Challenge will appear at the top of the rewards panel in the channel points section of chat. There's a button at the bottom of the chat window, and we have 30 days to pool together 800,000 points. That is a lot of points. That sounds like a lot, but I'm very excited. All right, I'm going to talk about audio a little bit here now. I want to give a shout out to Sirenscape for. We don't have any sounds right now, but when we get into the episode proper, there'll be some ambient sounds and some music, and a lot of that will be from Sirenscape, and we also use their online player to stream with. And I also want to shout out Ounces Music, who Brent, our Fate Master, Dungeon Master, Controller of the Weave, specifically commissioned to create some music for the show. So a lot of what you hear will be written by him. If you like his stuff and want to hear how awesome the music is, you can check him out on Bandcamp, Twitter, Instagram, or SoundCloud at Ounces Music. That should be popping up in the chat here. All right. And then back onto the socials related to the community challenge. If you want to be not a bigger part of the community, but if you want to tap in and hang out with us and get to know everybody here a little bit better, you have a couple of options. First, you can subscribe on YouTube and you can catch up on all of our shows. If you put command YouTube in the chat, it'll have a link to that, so you can check out anything you haven't been able to see yet. And then you can also join us on Discord, another free thing. You can come chat with us and the community, the talented fan artists and creators and conversationalists that we have over there are all really, really lovely people. You see a couple names come up a lot, and it's always a joy to see them. I don't know if McBluff is here right now because I don't have the chat open, but McBluff is there a lot, and they're so lovely. They always make us very happy to see them. There are links to our Discord in the About tab on our Twitch profile, or you can pull it up by using Command Discord. All right. I think the very last thing that I need to say is the part that's a little bit less about effusion of love, or it is about love, but it's a much more maternal love. It's a take care of yourself kind of love. Here's where I have to say that viewer discretion is advised. Twisted Veil is intended for mature audiences and engages with some potentially triggering themes. And if anything I talk about here sounds like something that not tonight, this isn't a topic that I feel comfortable dealing with in the head state I'm in, or it's just not something I feel like addressing right now, that's totally fair. Your mental health comes first. We would love to see you back next week or on any of our other shows. You come first, okay? All right. So I'm going to list off some themes here. I'm going to rattle them up. As always, there might be violence, gore, drug use, adult themes, adult language, sickness, horror, and various phobias. Also, Into the Breach takes place partially in the real world and is set in 1902. Twisted Veil acknowledges the traumatic events that happened during this time, and in an effort not to erase this, it may come up in game. World is a little bit shitty. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all that I've got. I'm gonna toss it back to Brent, the man with the haircut, to send us away.
I just discovered I have a whole toolbar of like old 1990s radio DJ sounds I can press in announcements now.
Great.
Announcements are going to get a lot more fun. Anyways, with that glorious discovery at hand, put on your old cowboy hat, saddle up, let's head into tonight's episode of Twisted Veil. All right. So, oh wait, let me adjust my sound. Yeah. Last time, the party continued to investigate the whole guild. The party continued to investigate who the guild's spy was. And after a series of clever moves, they discovered that it was the town sheriff. Frey, a local of the town of Innocence, got to see how far the corruption of the guild truly stretched when he discovered his good friend was swayed by their promise of power and respect. After the hanging, the party settled in for a few drinks at the saloon, where the man called Sue finally showed up and told them he had a way to sneak back into the mines. During this conversation, Maeve discovered an important detail, that apparently the mines were a prison for an ancient evil power, a tyrant. Ellie discovered that Tobias had been lying to her and decided to settle their dispute the old-fashioned way, with punching. However, our adventure continues as the party resides alone in their room, deciding where to go from here. All right, so you guys are up in your room in Madame Odette's. Maeve has sort of just broken the news. What's the plan, Stan? What are you guys doing?
So either we have to go down in these mines and get a tyrant out with the guild, or we go to war with the guild, right?
I guess. I mean, I guess there's also the opportunity of going out and letting it out and hoping it doesn't wreck. It just doesn't look good, is what I'm gonna say. It doesn't look particularly like there's a positive sort of situation here.
Can we not talk to it? Is it not like? Can we not put it on our side? Can we not show it the state of the world and?
Well, as much as I am probably one of the foremost authorities on the matter, I would also like to say I'm not the foremost authority on the matter, and by that I mean we've got no idea. It's been down there for how long? Has it gone mad? Is it going to listen to it? Is it just going to try to, the Queen of the Autumn Court, she had to lock them away for a reason. They were, pushing the limits of reality. They were going to break things, and maybe they just want to keep doing that. So, or maybe they're, they've been imprisoned for how long, and they just want to be free. You'd had to. I guess what I'm saying is, it's anyone's guess.
Yeah, I can say I think I fully do not understand exactly what is happening here. Were they before the Queen of the Autumn Court or whatever, she was were they all working together and that's why they all had to be put away, or are they each individually?
Well,
a lot.
It was sort of, if my research serves correctly, which, keep in mind, I do my best to be accurate, but all I've got is what I've researched. But they were all locked away, yes. And they were all locked away because of what they were doing was effectively going to ruin the world. Now, the thing is that she's, locked away as well. It's a bit complicated, really. But in short, these tyrants, they were locked away because they were doing bad things, and they were ruining civilization as the Neverborn knew it at the time. And so they were locked away to try to prevent catastrophe, essentially. Now, there was a bit of give and take with that, of course, because, with great power and all that. But in short, if the history is to be believed, they're not good. They're not good.
Oh, okay. So
Well, then... Yeah, go ahead.
So Maeve, what do you think we should do about this? Should we go down? What do you think our goal should be? Should we go down there, try to let it out ourselves? Should we go down there, try to keep it down there? Because you know more about this than we do.
That's the trouble, Tobias. Yeah, I do know more, but I still don't know the answer. Now, the way I see it, they're trying to let this out. They've got no idea what they're going to, what potential consequences they could wreak on the world with this. They think, well, Neverborn weapon, so it's something, I'm sure, is probably their general thought, and power, and absolute power, etc., etc. So the trouble is, maybe I'm being a bit pessimistic, but I don't think we're getting out of here without something major happening, whether it's this tyrant being released, or the guild being, massacred, or us being massacred. It just doesn't seem like there's an easy way out. Now, and Maeve takes a moment. Full disclosure, not that this should be any surprise to you, being that I'm an archaeologist, but there's something I'm looking for that is sort of tangentially related, so I'd like to go down and have a look. But the thing is, if what's down there is one of these tyrants, I don't really want anything to do with that. I want history, and I'm more curious about the Autumn Court than the tyrants, personally. But I guess what I'm saying is, there's no good way out of this, and I guess our main question is, how involved do we want to be in what's about to go down? We can try to mitigate some of it, I guess, but I can't even guarantee that that's going to be any success at all. So yeah, I'm sure that filled you with absolutely no more confidence than before I started speaking. But,
Yeah, alright, well, I have a question.
Right.
How literal are you being when you're talking about sealing them away, right? Like, is it? Do I call it? Is it? Like, is it like just behind a rock down there, or is it like sealed into a tablet that then you have to translate and let it loose, or something like that? Like,
honestly,
maybe.
The last bit would be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But what I've read, I've just got sealed away. I don't know really anything more specific than that. In that case, it's what I've been able to read, and mind you, most modern day Neverborn can't even read Neverborn. It's a very dead language, to be honest, in many ways. At least the writing is. I don't know the specifics, and that is frustrating, and it's also no help. And I've gone into plenty of tombs with half information, and usually nothing terrible happens. But since I happen to know that what is in that tomb, since it said 13, is related to the tyrants, if not specifically a tyrant, and probably specifically a tyrant, this seems a little more dangerous than like arrows in the walls and falling rocks, personally.
Meave, what is it you're looking for down there?
Information. I mean, I'm sorry, that's a bit vague. I have a particular special interest in the Queen of the Autumn Court. I don't have a lot of information on her, and I find her fascinating. But the thing is that she's related, not related like actually by blood, but I mean in story, in history, related to these tyrants in the fact that it was all happening at the same time, you see. And the tyrants are a concerning bunch, which might be the understatement of the year.
No, it all sounds really bad. But you said it was 12 originally, right? And then the Autumn Queen was like the 13th one?
I believe so. Like I said, with my history and my research and all of that, it's bits and pieces. I've had to put things together. So I don't have all the information on that either. I've got word of mouth, and I've got research, and I've got writing, and you just have to sort of piece it together and hope for the best. And so because of that, I can't really promise that all of my information is entirely accurate, unfortunately, but I can give you what I know, or what I think to know.
Okay, so as far as what we do about this, our options are still the same. We go down, see what they know, see what we can do about it, and try to get to it first.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but probably the most frustrating thing is that all of the knowledge that I do have, the only additional information it really gives us is that this is really big and really dangerous.
Yeah, and whatever it is, we can't let the guild talk to it first. We can't let them convince it to be on their side. We can't let them if it's too dangerous, we can't let them let it out. It's just too big. We have to go down there and stop them from doing anything about it. Whatever
Tobias,
we can do.
You've got a major point. Like I said, I don't know enough to say whether this will work at all. But I think the one thing that is the most important here, because the chances of this thing not being let out is very small, in my personal opinion. So I think I personally, and you can tell me if you disagree, but I think the most.
I'll tell you.
I think the most important goal here is to make sure it doesn't partner up with the guild. I would rather have a loose cannon not partnered with anyone that everyone can team up against together than this thing and the guild working together. That would be the worst situation, in my personal opinion. And the thing is that all 13 of these tyrants, the 13 and the tyrant, they had to be locked away. But just one, maybe, oh, I hate to say this, maybe we can deal with just one. Not maybe us, but like the world. Like maybe just one of them isn't going to send the entire world into ruin immediately. Like maybe it can be combated, but it cannot team up with the guild.
All right, so we're in agreement about that.
Yes.
Right.
We don't have any other options. It looks like this is what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah,
Alright.
from what I can see, and maybe this is, I think it is stupidly optimistic of me. I think our best path is to take the person who keeps talking about how little they know about Neverborns, but is an expert on Neverborn, down into the mines with us, play a lullaby to a river, and go take a look, hope that we're not immediately obliterated.
I mean, yes, and I'm comparatively an expert in Neverborn, but if you threw me into the past, I'd still be lost. It's sort of like that with a lot of civilizations that are dead. You just have to sort of piece together the puzzle.
Are you just apologizing for not having the sum total of human knowledge? Is that what you're doing?
When you put it that way, yes.
Yeah, so you're the expert, so just go ahead and act like the expert then.
Right. We'll try.
Right.
All right, so we got a plan for tomorrow. We're gonna wake up, go to Asher, talk to him.
Wait, why are we going to Asher?
To get down into the mine.
We were talking about, at least a little earlier, we were talking about sending him a missive via the guy's house, that fucking bird, letting him know we would be coming in the evening, and we were going to go well hopping and try to get through.
Right, during the day, see if we can
Through the
preempt it,
tubes.
and then hopefully get back out and show up. Like, in an ideal situation, right, I think, was it you, Nemo, that said this, that maybe we could set this thing free and then, like, scramble out of the well and show up and be like, we're ready, and hope we don't
Yeah.
get shot.
Yeah, because we have a way, essentially, to... I mean, I don't have the best handwriting in the world, but I doubt the sheriff did either. Send a missive back to them. Their mole will let them know, here's when you can expect the weird lot, and then they'll be prepared for us at a certain time. And by that time, hopefully we'll be back, provided things go off uneventfully.
Is that what we agreed upon? All right.
Talked about.
We sort of were waffling a bit, but I think that's the most comprehensive, maybe. It gives us a chance to have a peek at least and see what we're dealing with ahead of time.
All right, if you guys want to go down and have guild soldiers looking for us, all right.
If you guys remember, Toby, Frey, and Maeve, you guys exited via the well on your exciting minecart chase.
Mm-hmm.
Where that well is going to put you, you're going to be deep in the mines. You're not going to pop up in the middle of a barbecue. Like, that is so far in that the minecart was about to hit a wall. Like, you are miles in that mine.
Right. So,
Okay.
Frey's gonna stand up, pull a cigar out of his jacket, crack open the door, look around, shut the door again, open a window. He doesn't want Mama smelling the smoke. Lights the cigar and sits by the window. Alright. I thought our biggest problem was going to be a tank. I did not expect this.
Tank of small potatoes now.
Now,
Yeah.
here's the deal with me. I need to get out of this town. I got things to do, but the people Innocence here are not strong enough to help me do it. I need a crew that's going to help me do it. What I need from you all is I need you to promise that after we're done with this, I get to travel with you, and we get the people out of Innocence. They can't deal with this. We unlock some tyrant, whatever the hell that is, the town can't deal with a tank, let alone a demon god of some kind. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about. If you got a deal, or if you trust me enough and you want to make that deal with me, I'm going with you. Otherwise, I'm going to get the people of Innocence out of here. I'm going to take them to wherever I can.
So we're to team up then, like on a more permanent basis?
That's my hope. Y'all are strong people. Y'all can think on a swivel a lot better than I can, at least. And you're a hell of a lot better at coming up with plans. But this whole riding out to open war thing, I don't see it as an option anymore. It's the way I would do things, but the way I do things ain't right all the time.
I like you, Frey. I like you, Frey. Yeah, that's fine. I'm agreeable to that.
After this, I'm probably gonna go back. Like, if I'm assuming I make it out of this alive, assuming I make it out of this with, you know, all my pieces intact. With that, like, I'm do what I can for Innocence, but I'm going back to the Arcanists, getting the guild out of Malifaux, dismantling them piece by piece. That's gonna be the best thing for Innocence. Like, that's where I'm headed. I can't stay here all my life, right?
I'm happy to do anything that involves getting the guild out, personally.
Like, if you want to come do that, you know, and dismantle the guild board by board, and that's where I'm at.
I help out my friends. I'll help you dismantle the guild. But I'm gonna need you to come through hell and high water for me.
Well, that sounds terrifying. Let's do it.
Yeah. The only things I need to do are, you know, solo, so I'm happy to help you out.
Appreciate that, little lady.
I'll help you as long as I can, Frey. I don't want to leave innocent people behind. And I'm going to do what I can while I'm here, I can promise you that.
Alright, let's do it your way then. I like this messenger plan. See what we can do.
All right.
Okay, so to get the message back, what's the game plan here? You guys write a little letter.
Yeah, I was gonna put it back on his roof.
Okay.
That's where he dropped off the thing. Put it back there. I might make a couple of copies, like, just so that people can watch for the bird if the bird lands somewhere else. I'll, like, put it there, but I'm assuming he'll go back to the roof. Oh no. I don't like
Alright.
this.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing things. We gotta do stuff. So, fortunately for you, in this game, there's a skill called forgery. So you are going to make a target number 9 forgery check, which is cunning.
Okay.
Got-
Can anyone assist me, or can I assist somebody else?
Sure.
I can assist. Or,
Okay.
hold on.
I have a plus
Base.
2, so if anyone wants to volunteer themselves as being very good at it.
I do got a +3 in cunning.
Okay,
do as
I
well.
will.
Forgery.
Do it up, paperboy.
The assistance is essentially Nemo hovering over your shoulder. No, right. No, do it again. Do it another way.
I love it.
This man doesn't know what a semicolon is. Rewrite it.
Oof. Okay, so I got a 5 plus. That's an 8?
An 8.
It needs to be a 9, right?
Yeah. You're working on it. Most of your experience in writing, Tobias, unfortunately, has been behind a typewriter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a while since you've really kind of gone to town on your penmanship, and you're looking at the old letter that the sheriff will. Actually, no, you don't even have any of his writings. Well, no,
We
you.
do. No, I have
Yeah.
it.
There's a bunch of
We
paperwork.
went through his office.
Yeah, there's all that
Yeah.
sorts of stuff in the office. So yeah, you're like getting a few documents from his office and kind of looking at how he loops his G's and C's. And at the end of the day, you're thinking, yeah, that's pretty good. That looks pretty good. After like rewriting it about 6 times, you're like, all right, yeah, I think I got it this time.
That was with assistance, right? You got an 8 when you.
I did an advantage. Yeah, that's with advantage. I got a 5 and a 3.
Okay. Okay. Well, that sucks.
We did our best. We think we did pretty good.
Yeah.
But is it worse to send something that looks fake than to not send anything at all?
Was there a typewriter at the general store?
Probably not out here. I'm thinking like typewriters are probably like new computer level expensive in this day and age, and this middle of nowhere town probably isn't gonna have one.
Okay. I was thinking I could pull off a pretty convincing lie if I had a typewriter.
But okay, in character knowledge, it looks good to us, right?
Yeah.
We don't know that this is gonna fuck us over. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you feel comfortable.
Just like we didn't know about the Black Joker during the stealth mission, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Not the jinxes or anything.
Okay.
It's fine. All right. You put it back on top of the roof. A few hours go by.
Can I do something really stupid?
Sure.
I want to get it wet and then dry it off inexpertly, so it just looks vaguely shitty and like the ink has run a little bit, so it's a little more difficult to read, but it's still legible.
Okay.
So it just looks like the handwriting is shitty. Maybe it just got wet.
Yeah, it looks a little wet. The ink's a little smudged, and unfortunately, this game is a numbers game, and you did not get a good number. Yeah, you still think it looks pretty good. You feel a little more confident about smudging it. You leave it up on the roof, and from your window, a little ways across the street in Madame Odette's, eventually you see that little bird, that sparrowhawk, sort of flutter down. And then a few moments later, it exits, leaves the roof, soars off into the evening sun. What did the letter say, by the way? What's the misinformation you gave?
Essentially, you go ahead. Tell us what you told me to write.
I can say what Nemo told you to write, and then you can say what you actually wrote.
All right, that sounds fair.
The weirdos are getting fidgety. They're still looking for the mole, but the one with all the books and stuff was talking about it'd be better after nightfall or whatever, and that it makes more sense to head out in the evening. So you can probably expect them around dusk. It seems like they're going to be joining you. Something like that.
Okay.
That doesn't sound terrible. I think Tobias would probably Tobias would probably follow that pretty closely.
What a vote of confidence.
He'd make it sound like, oh, hey guys, the people we're following, they're gonna come around midnight tomorrow to join y'all.
Still working on my boat.
Yeah, I can't wait for all this guild money.
Real good. It's a shame it wasn't a verbal letter, because you would have killed it. You would have killed it, Zach. You would have killed it.
I'm better at deception than forgery, that's for sure.
All right, the letter's sent. Time goes by, and the moment, the hour of the moment arrives. What are we doing?
So it's okay. So they're expecting us midnight the next night.
Not midnight, like in the evening the next evening. We have I think it's like midnight now, I think, where we are. So we could sleep and go in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finish our long rest and then go back. So we should be fully healed, right, DM? Not that we need it, but for Frey's sake.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all set. But just in case we could top off, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You with your
Get them hit points back. You have a nice long rest. It's an anxious night when you think about what's going to happen tomorrow and where you're going. The sun rises, creeps through the curtains. The heat returns to the valley of the town of Innocence, the Badlands, and let's get this party started.
All right, so we're gonna go right.
Frey, did you want to get people out of here?
Yeah, we gotta get the people out of here. How the hell do I do this?
Tell strategic people to mobilize the rest.
Oh, god damn it. I gotta go back to the damn mayor's. I go to the mayor's house.
Frey, we should also tell Madame Odette. She seems to have some sway.
Oh, Mom's gotta know, for sure.
You know what I could do? I got an ability called Rumor Mill. What? Are you poking?
It's support. It's support.
That was me
supportive
going,
poke.
You're furiously poking the camera. I don't know. Did I do something wrong?
No, you did something good.
I can easily tell people to leave. I can easily make the guild. You know what I can do? I can put up flyers. It'll spend a little while writing some things because not to print it, but I can essentially convince people to leave. And I have a talent, my talent called Rumor Mill.
All right, brother, get it done. I'll get you a drink.
Yeah, let me. We can hand out flyers saying why. We can hand out flyers saying why.
Hand-drawn flyers.
Yeah, from the guild. These are from the guild.
I'm like, but no, you have to do. We don't have a printer. You are drawing these by hand.
Yeah.
In like crayon and handing them out
No!
on the street.
Not in like crayon, in like ink, like quill and ink over here.
I'm imagining like angry eyes and like a big mouth with like fangs and like
I can make it look official, like it's from the guild. Like, hey, you guys gotta move out, because then they won't have a choice.
No, it looks really good. I like the little glitter that you added. It looks really nice.
Okay, should we put it from the guild, or should we put it like, hey, you guys gotta leave? Because how should we frame this?
I think they're mistrustful of the guild, so you should probably keep it anonymous.
Yeah, they're gonna stay out of spot if it's from the guild. So.
All right. So I'll write up these flyers saying from. Maybe it's a bad idea. Maybe this is a dumb idea.
Could you also just like talk to them with your face and everything?
A thing that doesn't, provide evidence later.
All right.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'm going to go into the saloon and start spreading the rumor that reckoning is coming to Innocence. The guild, we know what they're planning. It's big. It's time to hightail it out of here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I can spread this rumor, and the target number is 9 for a contract town. I have that written down.
Perfect, because I was just looking for my above the law book, and I was like, shoot. All right, flip me that target number.
And it's convinced, right?
In this case, in this situation, as
I'm
you're
telling them face to face.
Yeah, you're sitting there having drinks, and that natural charisma, just you begin to gather a crowd. First, there's one guy that has the attention.
This
and then all of a sudden,
drinks. This is like standing on top of a chair, giving a speech to all the people. The guild is coming to rip you from your houses. It's time to pack your things and get out of the way. They got tanks. They got whatever else is down there. You don't know what's down there, but we know what's down there. It's not good.
I'm getting like a serendipitous mix between like Les Mis and Newsies right now, and it's doing it for me.
Very Newsies.
I haven't seen Newsies. I have to get on that.
Standing on the counter, doing some of these. Yeah.
Okay.
You give your speech, and they begin to look quite unsettled, quite fearful, and whisper about like,
you don't know what I got.
Well, what'd you get?
I got exactly a 9. I got a 3, and my convince is at a 6 right now, thanks to Voice of the People.
Meets beats, man.
Meets beats. Thank God. So that rumor is sufficiently spread. I forgot exactly how it works, but it's sufficiently spread. So they should be okay for the foreseeable future.
Okay.
At least as long as we're going to be down there.
All right. Heading to the mayor. Was that the plan?
The mayor.
I mean, I think the rumor did it. I think personally, but we can swing by to the mayor and tell him to get people out if we need to.
Okay.
Cover your faces. Talk to the mayor and Mama.
We can speed run this pretty quick because I think the rumor mill does do it. People are getting frightened. They're getting scared. You talk to the mayor. Between your conversation with the mayor and the people, everyone is willing to leave. People are like getting ready and they're packing their bags. But the cruel fact that you are faced with, and the mayor is very big on this, is that the town of Innocence cannot survive for long away from the town of Innocence. The only reason these people survive in this hellscape is because of that well. This is a desert with nothing, with shitty shrubs. The only reason they have buildings is because of those mines. The only reason they can feed those cows is because of those mines. They cannot straight up go Mad Max and just wander the desert because there's no water. They will eventually just die.
I want to try to do something that might or might not work because it's a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump.
Okay.
First, I'm going to assume our argument is that we just need them to leave town for like 3 or 4 days. It's not.
They're down for that. Yeah, they're stocking up. Like everyone's gathered around the well now. They're pulling up the bucket and they're like loading up water skins and canteens and just like getting supplies and stuff and getting ready to head out. These people, they're aware of the guild and how dangerous they are. They hate the guild, but most of them are hardened criminals and are like, fuck it, we gotta go.
Then I would like to, I'm gonna say, because Ellie isn't here to to say that it's not true, on our way back up the second time up to Innocence, there were some times on the trip where Ellie and I talked about like if something happened to the water and like what you do about it. I want to try to make a wilderness check to like how to extract water from plant life. Anything I can do to like help advise them on how to survive out in the desert.
I mean, I'm gonna save you a check. There's no cactus out here. There's like we've been very
sucking the water out of the sand, opening your mouth and waiting for it to rain.
Make sure you stare straight up.
I believe
lizards, right?
The ground was described as being so dry that it is cracked and it crumbles like stale potato chips.
If there's any life at all in the desert, anything at all, there is water somewhere. Can I do a wilderness check to see where it might be?
Sure.
Okay.
Give me a target number, we'll say 8.
Okay, cool. That's a 10 of rams.
You suspect a lot of the water, if not all of the water, is underground. That this well, it lightly dropped off everyone here, but it continued onward subtly. It crept forward. So if they were to do something like that, it would require a lot of work, a lot of digging, a lot of mining to essentially dig a new well. It doesn't really rain in the Badlands. The Badlands have 2 suns. It's freaking miserable out here. And since you guys have been out here, you were amazed to see a bird. You haven't really seen any snakes or armadillos or mice or anything. You've just seen death, just heat and dead plants and sand.
Right, well then we gotta give them the 3-4 days, and if you're back and it's all hell, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, we don't have a perfect plan for you. Either find a place to live or come back ready for anything to be in this town.
Yeah. Oh, they're taking their guns with them. Everyone's like kind of nodding solemnly to themselves. You see the doctor come out and, she got the shotgun slung over slung over her shoulder. We'll be ready. We'll be ready if they come. But for the moment, yeah, they're going to spend like a few days, kind of go farther up into the mountains and hide out and hope this blows over.
I'm going to go to my rental horse, who is not Clementine, and get not Ellie's but Nemo's water supply that I assume would have come with the horse on the way up here, the way that it did with Clementine. And I'm just gonna give that to them. I know it's not a lot, but it's like 3 or 4 days worth of water for one person, completely untouched.
They're fine.
Okay. I'm gonna keep them alive, Brent.
Frey appreciates the hell out of this.
Yeah, they have enough containers to last for a few days. They're okay, and the well is rich with water. That's the one good thing about the town of Innocence, and why it has to be here, is because that well is flush with water.
Frey definitely watches you do that, though, and takes a mental note. Very much appreciating that.
As ineffective as it is.
I think. What else? Are we ready to go? We've taken care of the people. They're leaving. They're getting ready to leave. Thank God.
Do you have a
Ready to
gun,
go.
Tobias?
I was just about to ask Ellie for hers. She'll loan me a pistol. I'll text Jake what kind of guns he has. But
You don't know how
It'll
to
be fine.
use a pistol.
what?
So you
Nemo,
moved the
Nemo
dock.
would be bitching away at Tobias right now, but she's keeping
I'll
it
be
in.
fine. I got you guys with me. I got my buddy with me. Pats his radio on his shoulder. I'm prepared for what we're about to fight. I'm prepared for what's about to happen down there, whatever it may be. I'm not excited to go back down into the mines, but whatever happens, we'll be fighting against the guild.
Well, if we're very, very lucky, we won't be fighting against anyone. But I think that would be a bit optimistic.
Did Sue play us that song?
Yeah.
You know this song, right?
Yeah.
He
I got
taught it to you and left you some little pan pipes as well.
in case. Well, I got the radio. It's
Sweet.
it can perfectly record the
Yeah. Records the melody.
any sound, recording any conversation, any sound, any it's beautiful.
All right. Eventually everyone's flush with water. They got, a few wagons are out with barrels, supplies. They're taking the cattle, loaded up with guns and whatnot. And they begin to sort of Oregon Trail out up into the mountains. And the town of Innocence is abandoned. Nothing but the soft creak of a swinging door as the wind hits it. It's always been quiet here, but now it is unnaturally quiet. And you guys stand around this strange stone well with the headless cherubs, and ready to go. The radio sort of shifts its dials, replays the old strumming tune that Sue had played, and the soft trickling of water of the well begins to subside. And eventually all is quiet. You peer down. Frey, you can easily see the bottom. It's still wet. The dirt there is a little muddy and whatnot, but the water has subsided.
All right. I look around one last time. Chill definitely creeps down my spine for how empty the place that I've been living is. And let's do it. And I start to rappel down.
One by one, you head down. There's a stone arch. You can easily tie a rope. And the well is so narrow that all of you can kind of like prop your back and your feet up against it and hold the rope and shimmy your way down. When you get to the bottom, you just see this very smooth, sleek cavern that's just been carved out from water pumping through for years and years, softening and smoothing all of the stone. You make your way in, the sound of plop, plop, plopping drops and whatnot coming from the ceiling. And a few hours go by, and during those few hours, the music suddenly changes.
It's the music echoing off the cave walls.
Yeah.
Whoa, the music in my head is changing.
My theme song has shifted. When you finally come out, there is a familiar scene for some of you. You can see a massive cliff. Water is pouring off at a waterfall, and between like two stone cliff sides, there's the mining track. Some of you remember jumping off, and the waterfall is kind of subsided to a small trickle, but for the most part, the cavern is empty. There's the familiar fluorescent teal vines hanging, illuminating this place in its own eerie light. You climb up, follow the tracks back a little bit, and as you're walking along, you see coming around the corner light, like a lantern that's getting closer and closer and closer, and you hear footsteps and sort of a mumbled conversation approaching you.
I'm hiding. I'm already hidden. As soon as I was out of the tunnel, I am always hiding.
Can I get a stealth check from everybody? Target number is 7.
Oh my god.
Target number 7, but we're
10 for
gonna.
me.
Tell me it's a black Joker.
Oh yeah, I got a flip
Hey.
for you too. Fuck.
Hey guys, who do you think got the black Joker, you guys?
Oh no.
And it's on a stealth check, as it always is.
It's
Well, me
like
hides.
it's like a religion, man.
It's like this is one of those group stealth checks, right?
It
Where
is a
it's like
group
we all-
stealth check.
Yeah.
So Black
So, you know-
Joker will be 2 failures, essentially.
Okay.
Black
we've got
Joker's
a
not as bad.
success.
Can I still add my modifier to it? Because it is a +6.
Nope, just 2 failures.
Cool.
Just 2 failures.
Okay.
How
how
you got what else?
many how many wins do
I
we
got a
need?
10, so that's a success.
Okay.
How many successes do we need?
Well, you need 2 more.
Okay, so Frey, you got a 12 of crows.
That's a
So
16.
that's another success. Nice.
Mhm. Toby, what'd you get?
I'm thinking if I want to cheat it. I got a.
You are literally the deciding factor. We're 2 and 2 right now.
God damn it! I have to cheat it. I have to use my 10. Ugh,
Sorry.
I don't want to use
I'm
my
sorry.
10.
So,
I got an ace.
Can I say what my black Joker looks like, even
I
if
was
it doesn't
just gonna
totally
ask.
different?
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah.
Nemo, what does this look like? You who are becoming
think-
the greatest of ninjas.
I know. It's literally my highest stat, and I'm just very unlucky. I'm gonna say, because it is something that Nemo is so confident in, she's spending this time kind of like pushing everyone around, trying to get them to a hiding position. But by the time the lantern comes around the corner, she's just standing there, not even thinking about being a visible person. And then the next second, she goes into the hole. She was like, "I'm not visible. Everyone else is the problem."
I love her.
You do a good job. You help everyone hide, and at the last moment when you are visible, a large hand reaches out and sort of pulls you in. You guys have managed to sort of prop yourself up in like indents and whatnot in the cave. Like there's small areas where it's like, oh, you know, someone had to stand on a shoulder and freaking like Spider-Man pushed themselves up. Just like stick
That's
there.
Nemo for sure.
Some people, like, there's like a small little hole that you kind of got halfway in and crawled in, like, you know, your hand's sticking out, but you're trying to pull it into your body. And the footsteps continue, and you overhear the conversation of 2 guild guards just walking along and saying, "Oh, I don't know, you know, he was saying something about, oh, I've tried to use the carrot, but if things keep going how it is, he's going to use his stick. Yeah, I mean, we haven't had much luck. No one even wants to watch the mirror anymore. I mean, not after what happened to Benny. Oh no, it gives me the shivers, it does. I'll say the captain is the right mind. Take all the powder we got left and just blow it to smithereens. Yeah, and the footsteps continue to trail off, and he's like, "Boy, you want to go throw things at the old target again? Oh yeah, it's getting a little wily. It is rolling around trying to dodge glass bottles." And that's it. Eventually, the light fades around the corner, and you guys take an exhale.
Nemo's going to stop propping herself up on the wall and just like land completely. I'm fully in like the on your shoulders position on Frey at this point, just up there.
I keep walking like no one's on me. It's fine.
I'm gonna lean over and look down at me like, Mira, is that like? Do you think like it's maybe it's in the mirror or something?
It could be, or some sort of artifact. And they were saying, Meave takes like a deep breath. They're actually a little bit like. And they're just like, they were saying something happened to someone. Like something happened and nobody wants to watch it because something happened to oh, I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is. Oh, I can't help but be curious. Now is not the time. This is a thing to be worried about. Mm-hmm.
So it's...
What the hell are they using for target practice?
I think I have a... Hey, Tobias.
Mr. GM, what was my buddy's name who was in here? Hope they're not using him for target practice.
Oh, it was important. They didn't drop a name, so it wasn't him.
I don't know that.
We'll say Jeremy. His name was Jeremy. I don't know. That was improvised, and I'm a bad DM. I didn't write it down. That whole scene I hip shot. Shoot, I write so many names. I didn't think that would come back to bite me in the butt.
Nemo
Dang it.
knows who it. Tobias. Ellie told me that he left Kit with you. Was Kit with you in the cell?
No. I haven't seen Kit since I got in the cell.
Well, where did he go? You weren't looking after him. Where did he go? I
wasn't changed. Why would I look?
Yeah, well, you can still. All right. Well.
Yeah, let me just keep an eye. Let me just. Oh, excuse me, prison warden. I'm about to go find my little robot pal that can maybe get me out.
You still have the radio. Somehow you still have the radio. It's almost like maybe something was more important to you than other things. But
it disappeared too. It came back when I was escaping.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Certainly. Well. Okay. So Kit.
They saw it. Points of frame me. If they saw it, it disappeared.
It did sort of pop out of nowhere. I'll give you that. It was a bit startling at the time.
I had to convince him not to attack it.
Yeah.
Kit is Nemo is going to at this point sling her leg off the shoulder and just kind of tumble off your shoulders in a really weird little thing and land on the floor next to you. Essentially he's just a little I don't. It's like a little it's like a watch, but like larger and a circle. I don't know.
The radio, its knobs shift, and it brings up an old recording of some of like the happy chirps and beeps and sad beeps that Kit used to make.
Yeah, it talked a lot, and it was an assistant robot. It's it liked to help people. I don't know what it's doing. I hope it's not helping the guild.
Or it's being used as target practice.
I hope it's not being used as target practice, yeah.
What is it? Do we have time? Like, because they're going that way to throw. That's maybe on the way back out, maybe.
If we run into it, we'll help it. But we got bigger fish to fry right now. We got a tyrant that's got to stay under chains, or we got a tyrant that's got to be dealt with first.
All right, I need a target number 8 wilderness check.
I got wilderness.
I have a +3.
I got a +4.
You got a +4. Frey also has a +4. So which of you wants to take the lead?
Man, you guys are wilderness people. Well, as always, 2 people can make it, or 1 person can make it with advantage.
All right. I've spent the most time down in these mines digging.
It's all you, buddy.
Well, unfortunately. All right. So I got 8 plus 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh,
12 of
killer.
masks.
So you begin to make your way farther into the mines. You are going off a mixture of memory, observation. Some of it's a little hazy because a lot of times you were dehydrated and beaten and just kind of woozy. But like you're like, oh yeah, I remember this. You know, this leads over to like a quarry. This leads over to like a series of conveyor belts in a factory. A few times you begin to walk down an area and you're like, wait, no. This isn't so bad. There's a moment where like another patrol comes by, but you've managed to find like a nice little enclave where you guys can all hide. No stealth checks required this time. You just like overhear a conversation where it's like, hey, Bill, where are you going? He's like, I'm sorry, when you gotta go, you gotta go. He's like, oh, you know the new rules. Everyone goes to the bathroom with the buddy system. After what happened last time, no one goes to the bathroom alone. And he's like, oh, I wasn't thinking, I was thinking with my colon. All right, come on, let's go. And
Trey is biting his jacket, trying not to laugh at that statement.
New buddy.
And with my
Maeve's
colon.
also like,
There's a new buddy system law employed. But they make it down. Eventually, you find a very familiar cavern. It's familiar because, like, you were sent here many, many times before. Digging it out, you recognize just the curves and arches of the rocks, and a lot of bad memories about it. But you start thinking, yeah, this was the place. This is where they had us digging, and you can still see the hooks and the eye beams that they would lock you to when you're chained to like keep you here. Some of them little speckles of red blood from when some of the miners were beaten for, collapsing from exhaustion, to be blunt.
Yeah, looks like we're heading the right way. That's what I used to be. You got, hey, Meave and Frey, you guys remember this place? Passed by it, twice?
yeah, hard to forget for me, so I can only imagine how you're,
Doing all right, partner.
We got more important things to deal with. Let's keep going.
I mean, the
You
good
got it.
news is now we get rid of 2 at a time every time they've got to take a shit. Meave says, trying to lighten the mood with humor.
Frey immediately holds Nux up to Meave.
Yeah.
Nemo doesn't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Listen, you got a kit, we got our own thing. All right.
Everyone has their inside joke.
I mean, I will say that perhaps Frey and I maybe got our uniforms by potentially ambushing people when they went to the Lou tent.
That sounds humiliating.
That's how you got the uniforms. Makes sense now.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You know, Frey, we didn't even let them go to the toilet first. That was actually a bit cruel.
Oh, they had to sit tied up in their own filth.
Well.
Oh no.
Maybe they just held it, man.
Yeah, it's fine. The adrenaline kicks in. You can hold it. It's fine.
Though,
Tobias, Eva, like
What?
those. She points up to like the beaming and stuff, and you were like, what, like?
yeah, locked into cells, hooked up to the wall to dig, peeing in a bucket. It was good times.
Right.
Beaten when I was down, Every time I fell, 2 whips, get him back up. Back still hurts, but it's okay,
All right.
Nemo looks like she very much regrets changing the conversation away from poop, and is gonna start keeping going in the direction.
Yeah, we got things to see. We got tyrants to have tea with. Let's keep going. I don't want to stay here too much longer.
The four of you
find that mirror.
The four of you push onward. Eventually, you get to a point where the stone doesn't look so familiar, Tobias. And the fluorescent leaves begin to shrivel and curl back up into the ceiling until there's nothing but a dark black hall in front of you. Without the aid of a lantern, you will be walking into pitch dark blackness.
Is there anything we can find?
I think I've got a lamp.
I think I have one too.
So
you did give us engineering packs a little while ago.
I was just gonna say, without that in this system, I've essentially been like, yes, you all are adventurers. You all have rope, lanterns, torches, matches, rations. Unless we get in a situation where I'm trying to starve you to death. Yes, you guys have a light source of some sort.
Yeah, that's all well and all. It lets us see, but it also lets us be
Peace.
seen.
If you
That's
like,
something.
there is an option. I can kind of see in the dark.
What, because of your like little metal things?
Yeah, that's why. So if you'd like, we could do a little train situation and not give ourselves away.
That sounds wise.
That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, but you've only got two hands, right? So maybe you've got one hand for me and one hand for Tobias, and then I'll just have to, I'll just have to, just climb on up there, have to.
Hop on up. That ain't a problem. Don't you worry.
Skirt.
And yeah, Ellie, you can hold on to one of our backs.
Oh,
or something.
right, Ellie is also here. Sorry about that, Ellie.
So that
She's fine.
if someone comes up behind us, you're probably one of the most I would say Frey and Ellie are the most suited to, punch.
Yeah. So Frey and Nemo in the front.
Yeah.
The Cyclops thing going on, and then me, then Ellie in the back, and we'll be fine. So we're protected on both sides.
It's some like Scooby-Doo shit right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's no lantern. I can have a lantern ready because I have all my hands free.
Yeah, why don't you have it ready? Just in case. If everyone needs that, we'll go from there. But all right.
So we'll all just holding hands, I guess. as we walk on down.
Yep.
All right. You walk down, three of you completely blind. Frey, four of you completely blind. Frey, you lead the group. The tunnel twists and turns, and eventually at the far end, you find that the stone has been chipped away, and completely blocking it is this big mirror made of glistening polished brass. The rim of it has these tarnished veins of green, and the pattern around is this elegant swirl. It's scratched, it's chipped, and this thing's huge. It's like 15 by 15 feet big. And as you approach, you can see your reflection, but the metal, though incredibly reflective, is kind of bent and shifts in almost like a funhouse mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It's you, but you're thin, you're elongated, all of your features are blurred, and you look more like a Jack skeleton-esque puppet of sorts standing there looking back, and you can see smaller versions of the people behind you. Sort of etched above the frame are a series of markings that you've come across them enough and hung around me long enough at this point to go, that's probably Neverborn. No idea what it says, but I've seen it enough times and had it pointed out to know that's probably Neverborn.
So excited.
All right, there's nothing back here. We should take off. No, I'm just...
Maeve would like to read the Neverborn if possible.
Maeve can't see jack shit.
Shit? That's true.
All right, assuming you all can't see this. Nemo, this is your cue. Turn on the lantern quick.
Right. Enemies, how many?
It lights up in the sort of the orange golden illumination of the light reflecting off comes back. And now you all see yourselves. This weird, distorted, blurred vision. You can see the shapes, you can see the colors, but you can't make out any facial features. It even looks like sort of like staticky hair coming off around the limbs. And because of just the bend of the metal, when you move occasionally, like an accordion, your reflection expands or might like kind of bend like a C for a moment and then come back to its normal shape. Also, there is a corpse near the mirror, about 10 feet away from it, complete just bone skeleton, but the bone is black, like charcoal black. But the clothes are untouched. It is someone who is obviously wearing a blood coat with the guild armband and the sigil and everything.
Tobias immediately, as soon as the light comes on, he jumps back, sees the reflection, skitters back, and pulls the gun out, and it's like, "Oh, it's just me. It's just me. Okay, that's good." And all right, and he stands back up and is like, "All right, what do we do about this?"
Holding out hope that Frey wouldn't have been that calm if it was someone else. Here, could you hold the lantern up just a little bit over here? I think I see some Neverborn writing.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe nobody look too closely in the mirror until you've gotten a read on this thing.
Yes, yeah, that's probably a really good idea. And Maeve is gonna squint up at the Neverborn trying to read it.
So you guys are, we'll say, about like 30 feet back. Fortunately, it's written in pretty big letters, so you can still see it. There's a few things you notice, Maeve. First of all, of course, what it says. Which is, we live in a fantasy world, a world of illusion. The great task in life is to find reality and confess its hidden truths. And confess hidden truths. The second thing that catches your attention, I can read that again if you want.
Sure, yes, please. So we lived in a fantasy world.
We live in a fantasy world, a world of illusion. The great task in life is to find reality and confess hidden truths.
Huh.
The second thing that catches your attention, being so well versed in Neverborn, is sometimes language is different, just how other languages have male and female editions. Neverborn has a certain thing where certain letters are written differently. They're still the same letter, but when they are written more in like almost a cursive-esque style, it means it is no longer a statement, but a question. Question or a puzzle. It's normally something in like old Neverborn. This was when some of like, if you were to read a story, when you come to the Sphinx would give the person a puzzle to interact with, to solve. It's you're expected to be able to figure something out here. And just because of your like immense knowledge of Neverborn, you pick up on that small detail.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Wait, so that part was in it. That part was the question. That was all in cursive then.
You think so In English, this would be 2 sentences. You think the second part is the question. The great task in life is to find reality and confess hidden truths.
All right. So Maeve is going to parrot that back, say, all right, so this is a bit interesting. Actually, it's very interesting. The first part says we live in a fantasy world, a world of illusion, and that is the way that is written, the way that's presented is sort of a statement more than anything, right? But see how it gets a bit more squiggly over here. That is usually intended as a question or a riddle. The second part of it here says the great task in life is to find reality and confess hidden truth. So,
What is this, like a sleepover game, like a truth or dare, tell me your darkest secret kind of situation?
Well, it's about some sort of hidden truth anyway. I mean, this isn't just a guess because all I've got is a sentence and all I've got is that the second part is a riddle or a question. But since it's right here in front of the mirror and that guy didn't do so well, looks like, I'm thinking that it has something to do with finding reality, confessing. It does say confess a hidden truth, so maybe...
Yeah, but it's a mirror. Is it like you're confessing a truth to yourself, or what?
Right. Well, I mean, like that's probably the poetic up and down of it, yeah. But in short, it's probably some kind of magic.
Nemo, as you are having this discussion with Maeve, and sort of looking at the mirror, talking back, you glance and you notice something about your reflection. The dress is red. Your dress is red, but the dress is red, and it's shorter, more coat-like than dress-like. And when you look back down and see the bones, it is no longer wearing a coat.
Is that skeleton wearing my dress? Is that skeleton wearing my dress in the
No,
mirror?
it has sort of a white shirt and slacks, but the coat is gone.
But in real life, I'm still wearing the clothes that I paid.
You look down and you're still wearing the clothes you wore, yes.
Right. Well... I murdered somebody. Is that relevant? Is that what I'm supposed to be sharing here? It feels like the mirror is strongly suggesting that I should share that I murdered somebody.
I don't know. Does it feel any different? Is there something you can see now or do now that you said that?
Yeah, I murdered a man with a knife and then I turned his coat into underwear. And I'm wearing it now and I think the mirror is not super happy about it.
Give me a target number 7 notice check, Nemo.
Okay.
We gotta unpack murdered man jacket underwear though. That's
corset technically.
Murder's a thing that happens in Malifaux, but the underwear thing's a little extreme.
It's a 16 of tomes.
I mean, personally, I think it's a bit resourceful.
So for everyone else, the image, the reflection, I guess we should say, of Nemo, it's difficult to keep your eyes on it because of the distortion and how it's turned. Like when she moves, limbs get longer and shorter, but for a moment it looks like the image vibrates a little bit and then just fades. Like there was never a reflection there. Like this shouldn't even be a reflective surface, but the reflection of Nemo is gone. Nemo, you notice that for a brief moment, as you're moving and these curves are causing your limbs to extend, there's a moment where you think maybe it was a trick of the eye, maybe it was the surface of the mirror, but the head just seems to cock to the side like it was looking at you attentively, which is not what your head was doing. And then it fades.
I, with a 16, feel like this is a positive change?
With a 16, you just notice that really weird occurrence. It's up to you how you're taking it.
Okay. I'm gonna start climbing down off of Frey because I don't want Frey to start disappearing.
Do you think we all have to do it? Or do you think that there's something else to it?
I don't... I looked in the mirror and then things started... anything changing for you all, or is it just me that has to, like, make things weird?
Frey takes a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we? I don't think I see anything about me.
All right, Frey. You look in the mirror. It is incredibly sensitive to movement, to the point that when just your breath, the rise and fall of your chest, causes it to shift. But from where you're standing, your limbs look small, weak. What do you do?
All right. Take a look at my own arms. They look normal, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into my own eyes, see if anything changes there.
You look into your own eyes, squint. The reflection unmoving, that blurred visage of color, and everyone else is kind of just standing in silence, looking at Frey, looking at the mirror. BAM! A hand just presses against the mirror and the entire thing shakes. Your hand, your reflection's hand, and it's pressing against it, vibrating, staring at you.
Right, Frey, time to get with the talking, I think.
Right. I think I gotta touch my own hand. I look very skinny. I am trying to get out of the mirror. I'm very confused. I'm not gonna lie to you.
How close is the skeleton, like, between us and the mirror? Like, how close is the skeleton to the mirror?
That thing was about 15 feet. You guys are about 30 feet.
Are you sure you want to step up close to it? That guy didn't look so hot.
Yeah, is there anything you can just kind of, like, confess? Did you used to be a wimp and you're not anymore?
Did I used to be skinny?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically. I wasn't as tall as I was.
Another hand boom, slams
Okay,
against it, and you can see kind of heat around it, where it no longer seems like a mirror, but it seems like a window that a creature is pushing against. And as it is pushing against it, it looks less solid and more like a gel or a film, and the hands are starting to push through. The fingers long, thin, very, very pointed, and the film is starting to be pierced by the tips, the claws that are starting to push through.
Oh shit, it's trying to get out. I run up immediately and I try to shove the hands back in the mirror.
Would now be an appropriate time, it's fine if the answer is no, for a history check?
What do you want to know via history?
If historically, if there has been anything I've read in, like, Neverborn lore, etc., about mirrors or this sort of, like, magic or something that can, like, eat you alive if you don't tell it a truth.
Give me a target number 8 history check.
Okay. I'm gonna cheat it because I got a 1, and even with my history plus, that sure as heck ain't gonna go all the way up there. So my new total with the 9 that I'm cheating it with is a 14.
You're thinking about this, you're thinking about different things. You're thinking a million miles per minute because Frey is going up, about to grab the hands. You know that ancient Neverborn magic is wild, can do things far more powerful than anything else. And the one thing that you, like, kind of comes to your head is that all of the prisons were designed individually for that tyrant. And usually that tyrant, depending on what it is, what it wants, what its powers are, it can influence its prison. These prisons were designed as a maze, a inescapable maze to keep in each individual tyrant out. For example, if we were to talk about, hypothetically, because you wouldn't know in game, a tyrant that is bound to cold and forcing desperation and starvation, their prison would be one of probably heat and luxury or some sort. So whatever this is that is happening, it is an ancient, probably it's a thing that's meant to keep this thing inside, but it itself is trickling outward. As that goes through your head, Frey, you go to push it back in, and the hands rip out, like pushing through saran wrap, and they wrap around you. But when they do, they don't wrap and grab you. The entire forearm goes all the way around your arms, and then the nails dig into your flesh, and the face begins to push against the film, stretching open. And that is where we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will be in initiative.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, bye.
We'll be in initiative when we get back, because we are now on the clock.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Thanks, guys.
What are we gonna do about this thing?
Fight it, apparently. All right. Welcome back. Before we get into it, let's get some initiatives from everybody.
Oh yeah.
I got a 6 plus 6. That's 12.
What do
Wow,
we
none
add
of the cards
to
are stacking.
initiative? It has been like 4 sessions since I've had to do this.
You add on the thing that says initiative next to it. That's all I-
Thanks, thank you.
I believe
that
it's
helps.
your speed plus your ranks in notice, I think.
Right.
Yeah,
I
I think that's it.
right.
That sounds right. So
Okay,
I got a 11. Frey, you rolled a 13. So add what you want.
I got
I don't.
14.
14.
I've got a 9 total.
Really could have used that 13 when I was hitting the thing.
Yeah, right. We need a radio token, just in case. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do essentially the equivalent of surprise round. We're going to give this bad guy 1/1, just bad guy. That's what I'm going to name him. Bad guy.
Bad guy. Be nice.
1 action to take against Frey. Frey, the hands, limbs wrapped around, right? Just like we described. It's going to go against you. I need you to make a defense check. The target number is 10. So whatever your defense is, you're going to flip it, you're going to add that, and you're going to try to beat a 10.
Okay, so Frey, you rolled a 10. Hey.
Hey, 11.
Hey, meets beats. The hands just like little spiders start to crawl up your shoulders as they extend and move towards towards your neck and up towards your face. But no damage happens. Top of the round is going to be Nemo. Nemo, you are seeing this. Now that this thing has came out of the mirror, it looks like Frey, but is very, very wrong. It is too thin. It is too long. The head is not even head-shaped. It kind of curves, concaved, almost like a smashed banana. Where one eye is too big, the jaw is hanging low. It has the hat, but one of the flaps is hanging loose like a soggy pancake. It looks wrong, and it is not saying anything, just grinning, going at Frey. What do you do?
Just to double check, I got a 12. I thought that Frey got a 14. Am I wrong?
Oh, you're correct.
Okay.
So no, it would be Frey. It'd be Frey then Nemo.
Okay.
Frey, what do you do?
All right. So it's got my forearms, correct?
You are not grappled.
I'm not
That is
grappled, okay.
aesthetics. Yeah.
Great. Either way, I'm just gonna say, get the hell back in this mirror, and I am going to Sparta kick it right back into the mirror.
Okay. Roll to attack. This will just be your normal melee. It's whatever your melee is. The target number is 7.
You rolled an 8.
All right. What is it with all your bonuses, my good friend?
Just a normal melee. That would be a 9.
So 8, you're in a 9, which means you have a negative to your flip, but it's going to be 2 negatives because this thing is hard to wound. When you go to kick it, there are no real vital organs. It is misshapen. It is 2-dimensional in certain areas, so your kick's gonna have a little bit harder time doing damage. So flip me 3 and take the lowest.
You got a 2, so that's weak damage.
And I believe if you're doing just normal melee, it's just your might.
I can look it up real fast.
Yeah, no one has ever tried to punch anything before.
I punch things, but I use martial arts, which is different. Did
I-
anyone draw for Ellie for initiative as well? Shall
No,
I
we
draw
didn't.
for Ellie?
Yeah,
Or
draw
is
for Ellie.
Do we want Ellie to hang back? Because Jake is not here. Brent, that's kind of a question for you.
I think we have enough on our plate juggling with the rules that I would like Ellie to hang back if possible.
She can
Ellie's
be watching
good
our
out
back.
here.
Yeah.
How many ranks in pugilism you have?
It's not pugilism, it's melee.
Melee is not melee is for using weapons. Pugilism is for using your fists.
Okie doke. Pugilism. I got nothing.
Nothing.
I have martial arts.
You have martial arts is speed. So there was weak damage. So how many ranks in that you have?
I got 1.
1. All right. So you give me 1 damage.
Okay.
The damage is 1, 2, 3 for martial arts.
Your foot kind of kicks into it, and the stomach snaps like it was a bit of plywood, and just sort of back, and your foot is sort of in that cavity, and it takes 1 point of damage, but doesn't seem to really be concerned with it. You have another action. You can attack again if you'd like, or do something else.
Holy shit! What the fuck is this thing?
You got your hammer on you.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna whip out my hammer.
All right. So drawing is an action. So after seeing the kick doesn't do too much, you reach onto your back like rubbery glue. The arm just sort of extends, and you pull off the hammer and saddle up and get a nice grip on it. After you is Nemo.
All right. Nemo is going to use the charge action, and she is going to run on up to the thing. She's just going to be going, now would be a great time to share with the class any secrets you have about having a banana-shaped head. And then she's kind of like a vault off of Frey, like grab him by the elbow in a really uncomfortable way, just like use him as a leverage device, jump up onto the thing's head and try to yank its face over to the side. And I'm using 2 martial attacks. You said the DC was 7, right?
It is 7, yes.
Sick. Okay. Let me get that open here. I've got so many little pieces of paper. Okay, so that's a 17 of crows for the first one, and a 12 of rams for the second one. Essentially, I'm gonna be like trying to reach all the way around his head, and I'm just trying to I'm trying to take his head off his body, like sink my elbow onto his shoulder socket, take his jaw and try to twist it off using my whole of my body weight to just jerk him down onto the ground. So it was a 17 and a 12. I think 17 would give me advantage on the damage, and the other one would be straight. So that's 1 straight flip and 1 negative flip for damage, I believe.
So, a 17 would normally give you a single plus.
Yeah, so
because
it's straight.
11 plus, so it's a straight. So let's do that
and
one
the
first.
other one, yeah, the other one was going to be straight, but it'll be a disadvantage. So that's a 10, which I believe is standard damage. Yeah, it's moderate damage. And then the other one is a 3, which I believe is weak damage. So that's going to be 2 points of damage for the moderate damage and 1 point of damage for the weak damage. So 3 overall, as I'm trying to pop its vertebrae out of alignment fully. I'm kind of ignoring the fact that you're there, Frey. I'm using you kind of as a point to bounce off of. Like I've got a foot in your chest as I'm trying to dislocate this guy. That will end Nemo's turn.
All right, so when you jump up on it and grab the head, it turns a little bit, and then it stops, and then there's a give, and it just a little bit, and then it a little bit again, and you can hear snapping. You can see the side of the neck sort of spleens open, but there are like black splinters of bone, and you flip it enough that the head is now looking at you. And the smile widens more and more and more, and you can see the skin splitting as it's opening, and it comes all the way up to its eyes, and now it's locked in vision with you.
Yeah, hey, buddy. Okay.
All right. Next up
so
is
gross.
Toby.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's 5 yards away. That's good. I think I'm going to use my whole turn to cast the spell. I'm gonna try to cast distracting illusions on it. So it will. Let's see who goes off first. It's will. I don't know what its willpower is.
It'll be a target number 7.
Okay, so that's not going to hit, and I can't cheat it, so that's my whole turn doing that. I get to draw a card, though. I do get to draw a card.
Begin to sort of cast this spell, arcane energy coming off your fingertips. As you do your reflection, it now is a spiral, a swirl, like a corkscrew that's just in slow motion moving towards the mirror. And as it presses against it, that mirror also begins to give and start to like sort of crack along the sides.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Focused on drawing the runic patterns and getting more and more worried about this thing coming out of the mirror.
Next up is Maeve. Or Meave.
Maeve is just gonna try to, basically, with their whip, is just gonna try to get the whip around like both of these little like skeletal kind of thin gross arms and just yank. Would be the ideal situation should it work. So what's my target?
So it is a target number 7 that you're going to try to hit.
Okay.
Is it a ranged attack or is it just a martial attack?
I think you have 10 feet of reach, if I remember with the whip.
It's,
awesome.
Yeah, something. It's either 10 or 5. So.
Or 2 yards in this system.
I have drawn a 12 of rams. Let me see if that triggers anything. I don't think it does. No, I'm a crow's trigger, so 12 of rams.
All right. You're 30 feet away still.
Anything,
oh, I moved
anything
first.
to your whip?
There
because
we go,
you're
that's it.
total with your
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Okay, hold on a sec. I do add. I do add my flexible, which is
flexible.
Maeve is flexible. I can't believe I did that. 15. Give me a 15.
A 15 will hit. So, according to your cheat sheet, if it's AC is 7 and you flip to 15, I believe you are on moderate damage. So you will flip twice and take the lower because it is hard to wound.
Alrighty, let's see here. First flip is a 2, so that will probably be it.
Yeah.
Second flip is a 1, so that's it. Actually, then 1, 1.
Either way, it's weak damage. Whatever the lowest damage you can do with the whip is what you're going to do to this guy.
Which
I believe
is
will be a
1.
1.
Yep.
All right,
I'm 1,
so
2, 4.
it just sort of cracks across, leaves like a nice gash in the shoulder, which peels back and curls like burnt parchment, but no blood comes out.
Oh.
After you do that, your reflection begins to tremble, begins to vibrate.
Oh, no. We don't
Its
like that.
hand kind of comes out like a whip itself
No.
and slops against the mirror. And as it comes down, it begins to open it up like it was pulling down a zipper.
No. Maeve is gonna look at it and be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Well, Nemo, yours isn't coming out yet, so you must have done something right. And it's just gonna
Share something about yourselves.
look at the
Open up
mirror
your
and
hearts.
in sheer panic just go, I hear dead people.
We'll see what happens on your next turn. Because we got to respect the clock. So next up is its turn. Nemo,
Hang it off of its head.
like a hose being rolled up too fast. The arms flop, whip around Frey, and come towards you. The body rotates to face you now, and the hands are going to go after you. It is
Come on, big
going.
boy.
It is going to attack you. The target number is 10, but you get disadvantage.
Okay, on my defense flip.
Yes.
All right, I got exactly a. Oh, I don't know where the card went. I got exactly a 10 of tomes on my defense.
Let me double check.
I
here for a
do
second.
want to be while it's whirling around me to just say, come on, yeah, come on, big boy, let's go.
All right. The first attack doesn't hit you then because meat beats. The hands are trying to get a hold of you, but you're nimble as hell, dodging, bobbing, and weaving. It's going to burn an action point for its second attack,
Do it
and then it'll get a
again.
third after that.
All right, that's gonna be
Disadvantage.
a 14 of crows. Otherwise, it would have been a 19 of crows.
All right. And then it's going to spend its second action for that third attack.
Yep. That's going to be a 17 of rams. I'm annihilating this man. No, essentially what I want to be doing is just holding its head in my arms, and I want it to, as it's trying to envelop me, I know mechanically I can't move him, but I want to be trying to draw him, like, away from Frey and Maeve, and just, like, pulling him down.
You are like an over aggressive, hyped up kid on its dad's back, where
Yes.
you are steering it by the throat, where when it comes to face you, you manage like a fucking spider monkey to get on its back, and you're just yanking the throat, and it's like, ugh.
Yes,
Like
I have
hands.
it by the head. I want to swing myself around, like I get up on his back and I have my legs around his neck, like I was up on Frey's shoulders earlier, but this time I'm gonna try to, like, I get up on his shoulders and then I just try to fall backwards and bring him with me by throwing my weight back.
It hit you. He's off, or it's off balance, sort of stumbling around, freaking fingers turning into like tendrils trying to get a hold of you. You're too quick. Can't get you.
Too quick.
Can't get you. All right, top of the round, Frey.
Okay. Hearing what Nemo said before she did cool ninja shit off of Frey, he's just gonna be like, I'm a half-blood Nephilim.
Unfortunately, nothing happens.
Oh, son of a bitch. All right. After seeing nothing happens, I'm gonna.
You shout it out. You wait for a moment, and it's just continuing to try to grab Nemo.
All right. I'm gonna swing at it with a hammer if I can.
All right. Flip the hit. Target number is 7.
You rolled a 4 crows.
All right. I'm gonna cheat that with a good old 9 of tomes.
So what does that bring your total up to?
That's gonna bring it up to a 12, and that actually triggers, so it's gonna get crushing blow.
Ooh, what does that do?
It ignores any armor that this thing's got.
This thing does not have armor.
Well, fuck
If it did, that would have been great. It has hard to move.
Hell.
Well,
You are at a straight flip for damage, though. So
All right.
just whatever you flip, that's what the damage is.
that'll work.
Whatever you flip the damages.
Yep.
Gotcha. You got that moderate damage.
So
7,
with
so
all
it
your
was-
bonuses, And the moderate damage on your weapon, what is it?
You know that.
So
Yeah,
near your
hold on
weapon,
one
it
sec.
should
Sorry,
have
it's,
damages where it'll be
one-
like a 2, 4, or whatever.
It's the middle one, right? It's a
Yeah.
plus.
Yes.
Does that include like your might nonsense?
Nope.
So plus your might.
So am I doing plus my heavy melee skill?
No,
No,
just the
your
damage.
damage is just if you're doing moderate damage, it's just the middle one of damage. You don't
Oh,
add any.
never mind.
Plus.
I
Okay, great.
went to D&D mode. My bad.
Yes, you absolutely did. You wanted him to add rage damage and everything.
I did.
I'm a raging barbarian, if any of you didn't know.
That's still 4 is a nice chunk. It's
Him again too.
it's a little hard because like Nemo, like it's like watching a rodeo, man. You've had rodeos out in Innocence. This thing's like bucking and twisting, like the torso's extending. It's slipping around like a snake, and Nemo is just always crawling around it, and it just can't get to her. And like there's a moment where you see an opening, and you swing that hammer. There's that plywood snap, and when it does, that elongated torso sort of collapses like a slinky. The flesh is completely ripped aside, and for a moment, like, it has no torso, but it just mends back together. But it's a lot shorter than it was. And yes, you can hit again.
You're just a cute little guy now. Now swing again.
All right, target number 7. Flip to hit.
Rolled that to Rams.
That ain't gonna cut it. That was 5.
This time you bring it overhead, but it just swirls to the side, and you boom slam into the ground. Rocks flying everywhere. All right.
Can I say Nemo's head passes under the hammer at the last second? Everything's fine. It's just
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Nemo.
All right. Next up is Nemo.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm gonna keep. I'm on his back now, bending backwards. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's too complicated. I want to, as I'm falling backwards trying to get him on the floor, I just want to clench my legs together, and I'm gonna try to choke him out. And that's gonna be equivalent of 2 martial attacks, but I am just trying to choke him out with my legs.
Target number 7.
Alright, so that's, I got a 7 for the first attack, and
Beats.
a 10 for the second attack. So I believe both will be with disadvantage for
The
damage.
first is with triple disadvantage. 'cause it tied.
Yeah. Okay, and then the second one is only with singular?
Double, because it's hard to win.
Okay, yeah. So the first one is a 5, which I believe is weak damage. And then we need to reshuffle the deck.
Nice! Everyone draw a card!
Work
Yeah,
on shuffling
draw.
that.
Alright, beautiful. So I did weak damage, which is only 1 point of damage for the first squeeze, and that's when my head goes under that hammer at the last second. And I kind of swing around. Now I'm hanging off the front of him, and I'm gonna try to constrict him again. And that'll be a 7, which I believe is moderate damage. So that'll be 2 points of damage. So overall, that's 3 points of damage again to this gentleman of the squished banana face.
You manage to wrestle him to the ground at this point. You're trying to choke him out, but like as you do, the windpipe just collapses and you realize it doesn't breathe. So you dig your heels into what is a misshapen representation of the torso and pull, and there's and the head just pops off.
I dislocate his skull with my thighs.
Your thighs and your arms, you just you rip that head right off. It is in your hands, still smiling, looking at you, and then it just turns to sand. The body turns to sand. Everything turns to sand. Next up is Toby. You are watching this spiral start to push through the mirror towards you.
Okay, Tobias. I guess. He's the first one fizzled out. He has his hands up. I run the dog food company, the canned food company. He's gonna say that and like point the gun at the mirror. Stop coming out. I'm the air cooks canned foods. He's just pointing the gun at it.
It's not a fucking secret, Tobias.
I'm ashamed of it.
It
Is it still coming?
goes, pushes. It's like it shifts from a swirl into a being, and as it's part way, like at this point in time, the mirror's like a foot extended, like saran wrap around this misshapen. Yours is like a little dwarf of a creature, and its head cocks to the side, and boom, it goes back in. Meaves goes back in. Everything goes quiet.
My God.
Nemo, your AC is so damn high!
Yeah, it
God.
is. That's what I'm good at. I get black jokers on every stealth check, but you will never hit me.
3 attacks!
Yes.
God, they were so
You
good
can
against
have it
undead!
plus-
Yeah, just give up on stealth. Just become a wrestler from now on. A
Ugh.
That was
masked
so
wrestler.
good. That was so good.
Kill
Ugh.
your thighs.
Nemo's just lying back on the ground next to the mirror now, after she ripped that guy's head off.
Well,
Ray's immediately gonna walk over and help her up.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. That was great.
Holy
mean-
shit.
Yeah, I don't know what a Nephilim is, but good on you for putting on those big boy diapers and saying it afterwards, I guess. No, it's fine. That was great.
Are you okay? This-
I feel really good right now, actually.
okay.
Are you
that
okay?
was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made. Apologies, everybody. Apparently, I need to come forward with truth before I go charging that shit. But hot damn, that was good.
Thank you.
That was. Yeah, Nemo,
Wow.
that was pretty impressive.
Right, well... Yeah, well... Thanks, I guess.
right.
Okay, Ellie!
Ellie's back, yay.
Is she back? You have anything to say to the mirror? Are you clear up?
Yeah, say something before it comes out and kills us.
I mean, should I
Okay,
say
okay.
anything to the mirror? Seemed like y'all were just shouting stuff. You're the owner of the Cook's Meats place? It's a pretty good place. Also, good job, Nemo. I didn't
First of
see
all, you
anything
knew
back
that.
here, so I think we're so far pretty safe.
First of all, Ellie, you knew that. Second of all, it's disgusting.
Look, Toby, I forget a lot of stuff, and to remember that your family owns the Cook's Meats thing, but you run it? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't run it. I got nervous, but it's. I hope to never see that place
Deeply
again.
ashamed of his zombie cows, because
Did you?
necromancy is very evil, etc., etc.
Did you call it dog food?
I mean, that's essentially what it is.
Oh shit, I've eaten that a bunch of times.
How you feeling?
Could be better, I guess.
That's why.
So hold on, just to check. Sorry, but we should step up and say something to the mirror. I don't want to start anything now. I'm comfortable just staying back here.
I
Oh.
think we have to go through the mirror, right? I mean, you're the Meath
Yes,
expert.
well, it does say essentially that. Well, I mean, what we've obviously figured out is well, the part that's a fine reality by confessing a hidden truth. If it happens the same to you as it did to everyone else, then when you get close to that mirror, if you don't confess a hidden truth to it, then a thing of that isn't you but is kind of you is gonna pop out at you.
Yeah, hey, Ellie, do you want us to leave the room?
And can I really say yes to this situation? It's fine, whatever. Hidden truth, like I gotta not know this, or can I know this and y'all just don't know about it?
Well, the
I mean,
rest
I
of
talked
them
about-
we knew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you got to know your own truth.
I hope you know yourself.
We're all learning something about ourselves, Toby. Anyway, Ellie's gonna
My question is, does everyone give Ellie privacy?
Absolutely not.
I'll start
Alright.
walking out, and when I see Nemo not move, I like, yeah. Mhm.
Maeve
You didn't tell me
watches
to.
the rest of everyone else's interactions and kind of goes by that.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. Go
there's
ahead.
safety in numbers. I don't wanna leave if I don't have to.
All right.
I'll
Bully
just
me.
pay attention.
Nemo is talking to Ellie and staring at you ever since you said anything about hearing dead people. There's just been ghastly staring.
Maeve is just trying to look anywhere but Nemo at this point. Just
Ellie will stride up, sort of ignoring the rest of them, and get up to this this mirror.
Okay.
Stare at herself.
Oh no. No, you walk up to the mirror, and for the rest of the group being farther back, things are blurred. But as you walk, like a lens, like a new pair of glasses, it begins to focus. And it looks like you. It doesn't look misshapen, crooked limbs, all that nonsense we had talked before. It actually looks just like you, but the face is different. It has a smirk, and occasionally when the lips peel back, you see yellow teeth. It looks just like Asher. And you hear a voice. How are we so different? You and I. You're interesting. The rest, well, we'll get to them, I suppose. But you. What makes you any different from the Bloodcoats?
Ellie just sort of stares at it, seeing Asher. I'm not.
I think that's the most honest thing I've heard today.
I'm just like them. I'm a killer. And I like it.
The image fades.
something occurred to me.
There's
While we were fighting this thing. These tyrants, right? Each of them had their own prisons designed for them. Each of their prisons is sort of the antithesis of their strength to keep them in. I don't know much else other than that, but well, like I said before, it strikes me that withholding information from you might be dangerous, so I thought it might help to have the insight.
Do you know if there's like a tyrant of lies or illusion or...
Would I know that, Tailweaver?
With all the checks you've made thus far,
Game Master.
sure. Give me a target number 11.
Okay.
Can I assist, or would I need to be proficient in history?
You need to be proficient.
Target 11 in history, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yes.
I got a 10. Wait, no, I can't add. At all. I got a 12.
Hey.
Of rams, which I need to see if it's a trigger for me. Actually, real quick. It is. But it does not apply to this. It's research grant, so
you get funding for your research.
It'll give you some money. Yeah, buddy.
It's you're thinking about it. A lot of the information about the tyrants has been sort of whitewashed and intentionally hidden from history. You know that you can only think of one tyrant you've really studied. There was a tyrant that is so involved in like the actual history that it was hard to hide. It was a tyrant of slaughter, of war, and it grew stronger with each bit of blood it consumed. In a desperate attempt to stop it from becoming all powerful and destroying the world, the Neverborn cursed their own blood, made it poisonous to this tyrant and to every other living creature. That's the one that kind of comes to your mind when you're thinking about it, and you look over at Frey and you kind of understand the reason for that curse that Frey has gone through.
And Maeve will recollect this to you. Says, there's a tyrant of war and slaughter. When this tyrant was locked away, one of the ways they had to weaken it was to stop giving it access to the blood that made it stronger. And they had to do that by cursing their own blood to make it poisonous to others, which is sort of a Nephilim thing.
Well,
so
I've already said enough. I immediately cut my hand, show him the blood, let it sizzle on the floor for a second.
Yep. You take 10 points of damage. No.
And I'm feeling dizzy, everybody.
Frey, that I mean, I could be wrong, but that might come in use here if that was what helped lock it away.
What you feel like? What I don't know. Personally, I don't feel like. I mean, if this is supposed to be the antithesis of the realm, right? Like, I don't think the opposite of slaughter is the truth.
It's very possible that was just the now this is just me guessing at this point, but it's very possible that was just the barrier to this prison, this maze set up for this tyrant. And yeah, perhaps the barrier didn't have anything directly to do with this, but the prison might.
Maybe this is one of those like mind over matter things. It's not smart enough to get out because it's got it's the tyrant of slaughter. You gotta have brains to work your way out of this puzzle.
On the side note, you guys no longer have reflections. What do you do?
Nemo's still kind of just like sitting up. She's not lying down completely, but just gonna try to stick her hand through the mirror.
You push against it, and it is not a solid surface. It is rubbery. It is a film that curls around your fingers, encasing them, seeps up like a thick gel, and goes right up to the elbow. Inside, it's cool, much cooler than it is out here in the cave, where the heat is sort of being baked into this desert.
Everyone should also prepare themselves for the possibility, the potential, that the tyrant, they're very powerful. They may have influence over their realm. So we could be walking into anything.
Are we sure we want to go in there with it? There's no other way around this, Meave?
No. Well, not that I know of. I don't think it's coming out. So I
like
guess
to stick my face in and give it a quick call.
You...
Oh no, that was Nemo making a sarcastic joke, Brent.
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad.
Maeve is going to
You
say...
said it in your accent, so...
Maeve is going to say, strength in numbers, so if we're gonna do it, we should do it.
That's right.
Sounds like I got the poison to this thing, so let's get going, I guess.
I hope so, Frey. I really hope so.
At least you'll be all right.
Shit.
Make it back out. Tell the Arcanist what happened here, what's down here. If we don't get out.
You're coming out too, brother. Don't you worry.
And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Tobias is gonna go up and kind of push his way through.
All right, Tobias, you're the first to push in. You push in, the cool gel coming over you, going across your face, your hair, your cap. Eventually, as you finally make your way all the way through, there's a thump, and the surface vibrates behind you. The exit is gone. You are in a endless space, dim, gray. There are speckles of blue dust stuck inside of this gel. When you move, there's a resistance. Your limbs are slow, dragging along the gel. And for a moment, you're like, oh shit, because instinctively you hold your breath, but you can breathe.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Is it like thick,
And-
like the air soupy, or?
There's like a strange minty taste to it. Like when you inhale it, it feels like there's like a soupy gel congealing in you, but it just immediately turns to oxygen. There's like an explosion of Crest toothpaste that hits the inside of your mouth.
Okay. Oh God. All right. Oh God. It's like breathing toothpaste. Oh, I can't. All right. Wait for is everyone else coming, or?
Can Tobias see my arm sticking into this space? Because I never extracted
No.
it. Or okay.
No, like when you look behind you, it's just an endless expanse of nothing.
Okay. I guess Tobias is gonna call out. Hello?
Nothing.
Take a step forward. Take a few steps forward.
In slow motion, you step, and then there's a surface. It doesn't look like it. It's almost like you hit an invisible air barrier, and when you push your hands through, they feel wet, but no longer in sort of a gel. Like you've entered another room, another area of some sort with your hand.
Okay. He's gonna feel the wet. Try to like slowly push his face through. Make sure he can breathe.
It just comes through, and you see a chamber with pillars. You don't really have a light source at the moment. You see like the outlines of pillars. There's that same fluorescent vines hanging down, but they're like a deep purple instead of teal. It's hard to make out anything, but there's definitely a room here. You are like something out of a 90s horror movie when you push through. You're just like Ghostbuster slimed. Ghost, just hair matted to your head, cap sort of hanging crooked, just like, ugh.
He's gonna like, the gun that's still in his hand, he's gonna like kind of like shake it off.
You're the birthing scene of a 90s alien movie, essentially.
Oh.
Just like,
Why you didn't have to say that. This is where he's at.
Neve will follow.
Yeah.
Neve will follow.
Yeah.
Nemo will share a quick eye contact with Ellie, but not really wait to see what Ellie does. Just like look at her and then roll through into the next space.
One by one, you guys enter. You all experience this strange, very, very unnatural phenomenon. By reading Tobias's gestures and sort of his muffled words in the gel plane, we'll call it, Eventually, you guys are all led over to this invisible wall where, one by one, you are birthed from the gel. It just sort of slopping off of you, covered in goo and slime.
If I think Ellie will be the last one to go through. So before she goes through the birthing canal, she will stare at the mirror for a minute, although she has no reflection. And being alone in the room, she will just stare at the mirror and say, "I hate you. You know that, right?" And then step through the mirror.
Okay.
Meave is like, oh.
Long strands. It's the mozzarella that never breaks. It's just strands.
Hey Nemo, you got a little schmutz on you.
When you try to break it with your hand, it just curls around, and you have a web of mozzarella.
Nemo's gonna take Tobias's face in her hands and just do the mother wipe thing over the eyes to get it all out.
It smears. It doesn't wipe.
Thanks, Nemo.
I hate
Steve, is there
everything.
like a tyrant of childbirth or something other than slaughter, or are they the same thing?
It feels right now. It feels like the same thing. I hate everything about this. And just kind of like pulling shit from their hair, like
Disgusting. This is the worst. This is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
As you hear a voice in the back going, "It's better than the sewers. Better than the sewers, everybody." Come on.
Probably.
I don't know about that.
Hey, nobody has polio this time. Frey, you doing all right?
I mean, I don't know what the goddamn sewers are like, but this isn't great.
Riddled with polio.
We didn't. He didn't say we don't have polio yet. We might totally have polio.
Everyone, give me a check to see if you can.
Polio.
Birthing
God
canal
damn it.
polio.
Oh, birthing canal
canal
has super
polio.
polio.
We
Oh,
all
oh
get
dear
gonorrhea
God.
from the municipal birth canal.
No.
Get
It's the
tyrant
class.
STDs.
You guys have a moment to collect yourselves. You relight the lanterns after sort of just like slopping off bits of the goo and the slime. Eventually, you open the glass. They light back up. Inside this chamber, there are pillars, but they're impossibly thin, made of stone, carved and hollowed out so perfectly that they resemble a swirling stalk of stone vines, carved with such perfection and detail that for a moment the stonework seems impossible. In fact, it would be more logical to assume that these vines became petrified, but the architecture of the chamber suggests otherwise. From the ceiling, similar fluorescent purple bulbs hang. They flicker, but this time they're a deep lavender. And at the far end of the chamber is an archway with a brass plaque. There are writings and markings decorating it, but it's impossible to make out at this distance.
Maeve like wipes at their eye a little, and they're like, "This is beautiful. I knew it. I knew it. They're art, civilization, architecture. Look at the stone." Now's not the time. I'm just gonna kind of walk toward the brass plaque.
Nemo's gonna follow with the lantern, just like holding it up behind them.
Yeah, no, Tobias is coming up too. This. Maybe here it's safe. There's no jailers or anything, or anything that's gonna get us.
I'm not sure of anything, and I'm just gonna be honest with you with that, but I think the biggest threat we face right now is the tyrant, wherever it is. And this was all designed to keep the tyrant in by the Neverborn, and maybe we'll have some sort of direction. Let me just, I'll try and read this.
So you walk up towards the plaque, and the first thing that catches your attention is that it's written in both Neverborn and Common.
Maeve points that out immediately. Maeve's like, "Look!
Most of it.
It's in Neverborn and Common."
Under English.
I think it'll be
English.
English?
Yeah,
English. Sorry.
Here.
D&D brain.
It's a Neverborn and English. That's...
So, in English, it reads, "For when the ancient became lethargic in their old age, they turned their pursuits towards power and drank heavily until they were fat and bloated. These are the 13. The one of war, trapped within a killing blade, claimed as a trophy by an old enemy. The one of nothing, words towards everything and nothing, for it is an empty key and a hidden lock. The one of dreams grows strong, remembering, hidden behind a mask of petulant youth, yet with another skin to share. And the only words that are not written in common are 3 words, Maeve. Is it real? But it does not have the curves to make it a question. It is a statement. Is it real?"
Maeve looks up and says, obviously you can read this bit here about the one of war with the killing blade, claimed by an enemy, one of dreams, one of this little bit here, this edition here in Neverborn. It's not a question, it's not a riddle, and yet it says, is it real?
The second you say that, all of the lights curl back up, the vines come back up on themselves, and they go out to where everything is dark and you are only illuminated by the lamp. There is a thick haze of purple mist and spores that come down from the ceiling, and all of you find yourself coughing, choking for a moment until it passes.
Does not cough or choke as soon as she sees spores. There's no breathing happening.
You don't. There's like a strange taste in your mouth. But that's it.
I don't know if that was good or bad. But going forward, maybe I will write what I can read and show it to you that way. Shit.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Why is this written in English? Can we? Oh, did they didn't read English, did they? They don't speak. Everything else is chicken scratch. What's up with this?
Well, apparently the demons can speak English. I mean, she looks up at Frey and then looks away again.
They can
I
speak
think
English.
Demon is a generalization, first off, but
yeah, no.
But more importantly, there have been different times in history where we've intersected, right? So, maybe it has something to do with that, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe it knows we're here.
I mean, how old are these things supposed to be? I mean, the rift is open in Egypt, right? Wouldn't it be in Arabic? Why would it be in? Unless it's like guild stuff. The guilds are like, I mean, they speak English. I don't know exactly where they're from, I guess.
Should I make a history check on this one?
Sure.
Okay, I will do that.
Might I recommend, while we determine the histories and locations, we did all just breathe in something. It's probably best we get out of this room sooner than later.
I have a 12 of, I'm trying to figure out what in the world this icon here is. Is that
It's
a
a book.
tomes?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
book. It's upside down.
I have a 12 of tomes, which flips my history trigger, of course, which is after succeeding, I learn a previously hidden secret about Malifaux's history that pertains to my current subject of inquiry.
Yes! Whose house is this?
It need not be an important secret, but should shed some further light on your current situation and make an interesting topic for a future research paper.
Okay.
House.
No, I got you. The first thing you did before your trigger is listening to Nemo and what she's saying and thinking about the timeline of when mortals came to Malifaux and everything, historically, it is impossible for this place to have anything written in common. That just does not make sense. The tyrants were locked up long before that, and even after the first insurrection, we will say, because there were 2 times mortals came to this, or humans, I guess we'll say, came to this area. Even after the first insurrection, still, it wouldn't make sense. Which leads you to believe one of 2 things. Someone or something else has been here after that. Before the guild, but after this thing was locked away. Or this thing put it there.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So Maeve will impart that as well. Say, well, look, listen, yes, there's been different situations, but when you really boil it down, there's just absolutely no way that the Neverborn, when creating this for the Tyrant, put English there. So either someone else has been here since then, or it knows we're here and it put it there.
It's an exciting possibility, though, if someone else has been here.
Do I get a
Just to read
secret?
it.
Is that the secret?
That's the secret.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of lingering. Might be able to find out more about it later.
Is there
I like
any
it.
reason to believe that the Arcanists could be here before us?
They
Some
didn't
way,
even
shape, or form?
they didn't even know what was down here. That's why they sent me. They wanted me to come in and report
Well-
back.
Tobias, they didn't tell you if they knew anything.
That's why they sent me. They told me the guild wouldn't send tanks out here if it wasn't important. And Tyrant's pretty important.
It could be anyone. Could have been anyone. But who knew it was down here? Who came down here and did the mirror thing? And there's just a lot. There's a lot of moving pieces right now.
If it was the guild, they would already know how to come in.
Right, they wouldn't need us.
And they wouldn't leave cryptic riddles like this.
Also that.
Speaking
Wow.
of which,
Back.
how do we get out? And I look around for an exit.
Yeah.
Oh, this is an archway. There's a hallway in front of you.
Shall we?
So
press on?
so the plaque is just like in front of us, sitting there. And
The
then
plaque is
a
sort of
hallway?
hanging over the arch.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
Frey was gonna say something before we head out.
Please.
Oh, it's all good. I was just saying to Ellie's point, we just inhaled some shit that we don't know what it is. We should probably get the hell out of here.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but we don't want to fight more of ourselves. We made it through. Let's finish what we're doing before we get back out.
Sure.
Right,
Sure.
right. We'll press on then. Let's get out of
All
here
right.
before I set off more spores.
Yeah, just don't
You
don't read
guys-
anything. Keep your eyes shut.
You guys press on. We'll say Meave and Frey, you're kind of towards the front of the group. Meave, because you are the archaeologist, and Frey, because you are a wall. So you're sort of walking along. The lantern is illuminating the hall. As you press forward, you guys see that beyond this first room, the hallway, it twists and it turns, yet it is without the fluorescent glow of neon. It is wreathed in darkness. You can see roots creeping down from the ceiling, hanging like shredded curtains. Curled black leaves sprout from the roots, and they sort of tremble at the illumination of your lamp. At least, that's what you two see. Ellie, as the lantern drifts down the hall, you see roots as well, but not black. No, they're healthy. They're a rich hazelnut brown. Small tufts of lime green moss cling to their surface, and perched on each branch, dozens of beautiful butterflies, softly, slowly flapping their wings. At least, that's what you see. Nemo and Toby, you don't see either of those things. You see, instead of branches or roots, there are arms. Hundreds of long, spindly arms hang from the ceiling, their long fingers twisting and bending in crooked, unnatural ways. Thumbs protrude from the wrists of swollen, bruised flesh, and on occasion, a finger curls, spiraling back in on itself, almost giving a come here gesture.
Place just gets creepy and creepy by the second.
As angry as Nemo is with Tobias right now about a number of things, she's going to not hold his hand, but take him by the wrist as we're walking under the arms.
And I don't know if it's that creepy, Tobias. I mean, butterflies. I mean, they're creepy. Don't get me wrong, but it could be a lot worse.
Butterflies.
Well, I see dead roots.
You know, there's arms everywhere. You don't see the arms?
Fucking arms everywhere.
Arms.
Nah, I'm with Meave. It's dead roots.
I don't know what you've all done. I get butterflies and something nice and living, so I'm okay where I'm at right now.
The holy sanctity of your spirit, Ellie, I'm sure.
Okay, this is strange.
Ellie just looks deadpan at you for a moment, Nemo.
This is strange. And Meave is like nervously like holding their notebook in one hand and like fiddling with the necklace they wear just under their collar in their other hand, and they're just, okay, all right, this is odd. This is strange.
Do you
Everyone's
think it's
seeing something different.
I mean, might be a waste of time. Do you think it's just an order thing because you two in the front saw whatever, and in the middle it was something else, in the back something else, or do you think it's like the mirror speaking to deeper depths? I don't know. This is all pretty over my head.
I think it could be either. I think well, I don't think there's anything we can do about it just this moment, so if we press forward we might have an answer. That's my thought anyway. Just be careful, especially if they're arms. Just be careful about that. That sounds concerning.
I think if it wanted to talk, it would say something. Let's keep going until I run into somebody. I don't want to talk to the arms.
You guys press forward, and the branches, the roots, the arms hanging down, they sort of like flop across you as you move. Nemo and Toby, there are streaks of blood painted on the faces of your friends, of yourself, as these grotesque hands, often with fingers coming out of the forearms and whatnot, just this mutation of human anatomy is falling over there, and they look at you completely unfazed, just streaks of gore. Sometimes you can see clumps of flesh. Ellie, it smells so sweet in here, and a lot of these hanging branches are like dripping with honey, and you can actually smell the honey. You can see it's kind of sticky. There's like little bits of sparkles in it that's, sort of hitting everyone. Frey and me, sap. Just golden sap, nothing really interesting about it. And you make your way through the tunnels until eventually you come to a pathway that splits left and right.
I'm gonna reach out. Ellie's in the middle. I'm gonna just try to, like it's real invasive, just reach out and like rub across your cheek to see if I can feel the blood on your face or if it is.
It's moist, it's wet, it's congealed. Yeah, you can feel it.
I know what blood feels like. It feels like.
It feels like congealed, thick, slimy blood.
And I see the smear left. Oh god.
What's happening?
You've got blood all over your face.
Yeah, you see it too? Oh god.
Yeah.
At least I know we're not crazy.
I mean, maybe the little butterfly kiss is for you, but for us, it's definitely blood.
We've got sap.
Okay. Yeah, we got some sap.
Okay.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it on the off chance it is blood.
Nope, just taking it off my face.
Yeah, let's assume the worst, I think, in this situation.
Right or left? I don't have any insight. But provided, Game Master, that there's no Neverborn markings anywhere in this.
Nope. Just left or right. Your choice.
Yep, so.
We got to stick together.
I heard her left. Let's,
Agreed.
as good as any.
I'm left-handed. I like left. Let's go left.
Let's go left.
Hey, left-handed.
Sinistra.
The tunnels shift. The earth, the soil, it's replaced with cold stone. It twists for a bit until you come to a dead end. There, a recessed wall is framed by a stone arch. In the center of the wall is a stone head, its cheeks plump, childlike, its features soft and round, and two tiny horns extend from its forehead. The expression of the face is either of a furious scowl or a screaming tantrum.
In the hell are we walking into?
Maeve, do you know what this is? Got any sense?
Oh, not off the top of my head. Let me have a look. May I flip a history?
Sure.
While they're doing that, I mean, that's what I always had in my head, that's what a Nephilim was. It's supposed to be like an angel human baby thing, right?
That'll be a 9 of crows for me.
With a 9 of crows, historically, you're kind of remembering the curse of the black blood. A lot of times, if humans are infected, they become what is known as a terror tot, which is like the most infant form of a Nephilim. As you're sort of looking at it, studying it, Meave, for a moment, the squinting eyes seem to blink. Then the pupils shift and look at you.
Oh, hell no. Is literally what Meave does. And then they kind of, okay. So, Terratot, if a child's infected with Nephilim blood, kind of take on some of the characteristics. And that thing just looked at me. That looked at me.
Right. When your attention is drawn to it, you notice that the eyes begin to widen. They grow bigger and bigger. They bulge. The mouth pulls down and stretches into a grin like it's made of wet clay. And only Meave and Frey see this.
Ugh.
And it says, "Well, hi there, friends. What you doing
What
here?"
in the actual fuck? Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay, everyone stay calm.
Well, hey there, buddy. There's no reason to be upset. I just want to talk.
What's going on? What's going on?
It's talking.
It's fucking talking. You can't hear that?
Nope.
Ooh. Okay, all right. Hello? Oh, okay, hello. My name is Nevermind, and it's nice to meet you, I think. And hi, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm just hanging around, I guess you could say. And as it talks, the eyes begin to swell wider and wider, and they inflate like a balloon. And the face begins to hum. And as it does, the pupils begin to vibrate. And as the eyes grow larger, they meet and form into a singular eye. Then the center of the pupil bubbles like a large pimple and peels back, revealing teeth that curl back into lips until the film of the eye slithers back, giving birth to a brand new cherub-like face, identical to the last.
What the hell? That's me, by the way. That's me, but that's also me.
And the horror passes and it says, "What? Are you okay there, buddy? You look a little green in the gills."
Yeah, you could say a little green in the gills. Listen, do you need something from us, or can we just go?
Well, I mean, you look a little lost. Where you want to go? Maybe I can help.
We're looking for the tyrant. You know where the tyrant?
I can help you with that. You just need to put your hand in my mouth.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Yeah. That's all you need to
Oh.
do. Come on, just wiggle those little finger sausages right down my own chomp hole, and I can help you get where you need to go.
If you are trying to convince someone to put their hand in your mouth, calling them finger sausages is not gonna help.
Can I do a scrutiny check on this?
And like the tongue extends and just plops out onto the floor.
Meanwhile, Toby, Nemo, and Ellie are watching this exchange, and the finger sausages line. Ellie just turns and goes.
You don't hear it. You don't hear it.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just talking to a
Ellie,
wall.
Ellie just turns and goes. You think that statue's kind of creepy? You guys don't think that statue's a little creepy? It kind of freaks me out a little bit. Neve,
Yeah.
what's up with finger sausages?
It's talking. It's
All
talking
right.
to me.
Right.
And it
Oh,
says that we
God.
need to put our hey Frey,
Yeah,
you got the blood, so maybe you
I
should-
know. Oh, god damn it. I take a look at Ellie's arm and go, doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, come on, just wriggle them in there real good, like a little flesh spider crawling down my swallow pipe.
I hate everything
God.
about this.
Like, I was gonna do it, and now I'm hesitating more.
As you look at Ellie's arm, Ellie's like, I'm not putting my hand in there. All right,
No,
this thing costs a
no,
lot. It's
just-
hard to keep prepared.
Oh, god damn it. Can I do a scrutiny check on the zit eye monster? And
Sure. Give me a target number 10 with disadvantage.
okay.
Hashtag zit eye monster.
You got that 7 of crows.
That's +5, so that's gonna be a 12.
It doesn't seem nefarious. It doesn't. It, like,
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
it
Let
doesn't
me
seem
rephrase this. It seems a little weird and borderline sexual with it wanting to put its.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
little
Where
pervy.
did the description sexual come from?
Absolutely
For this
not.
We're learning a lot about Brent just in that description.
It's licking its lips and everything, and looking at you all big and bug-eyed and everything. And sometimes the cheeks inflate and then just sag down like old grapes. It seems a little too happy for this,
All right.
Yeah.
but it doesn't
Alright.
seem nefarious. It doesn't look like it wants to hurt you.
I'm gonna do it. Left hand. If I lose my left arm,
Just stick it in, man.
just yup. Stick it
You
in
all
there.
right. So the second you put your hand in, the lips come down, and like a horse, the lips just kind of do the like and like pull you closer. There's some very, very disturbing gargling sounds as like the inside begins to vibrate. It's like it goes farther and farther down, and then it just stops. Like you hit the back, and at this point in time, it has just clamped down incredibly tight on your hand. You feel around down in the bottom of this thing's mouth, and you find a lever, and you give it a tug, and nothing happens.
Oh god damn it.
And it says, "Ooh, I
There's a lever and it's trying to say some shit.
I think it said
Disgusting.
something about another door. Fuck.
Alright. I don't know what to do. What can I do with this lever?
You are 100% stuck. You,
Okay.
if you try to pull your arm out, it does not come out.
At least it's not biting on it.
I want to look around for a door while saying, man, whatever they're seeing, it's just does not sound good. I'm gonna say that
What?
much.
What are we seeing? Like, cause he put his hand in. What did he put his hand in?
So like he put his hand in the mouth of this face, and it just like that was it.
Okay.
Meave is just like, it's friendly, but I really, it's a lot. There's a lot happening. Is there another lever or another door or something? Does anyone see any anything?
We have
Any-
two pathways.
We
Yeah.
don't want to split up and let him like stay here. We gotta like
Jesus
grab his arm
Christ,
and start
don't
pulling
leave
on
me
it.
with this thing.
No. I'm thinking, all right, so if only you two can see it, why don't you stick with the big baby that's eating your arms, and then we'll go to the other door if there is one.
I strongly hate to suggest this, like, with pretty much every fiber of my being after what
We're
I've just
gonna have
seen.
to rip his arm out.
No, I think I'm gonna have to come with whoever goes to the other side, in case it's another situation like this.
Oh god damn it, me.
I'll stick around with Frey. Frey.
Frey, you're getting that sensation. Have you ever had like someone shake your hand and give you the little tickle on your wrist?
Oh
Just
god
a
damn it,
message.
I hate that.
It's like that, and it's just like giggling to itself.
Oh god damn it.
The
take
eyes
arm.
sort of roll back like a slot machine and look up at you, and then like a horrifying cartoon nightmare extend out like hoses until they're a few inches in front of your face, and you can see the pupils turn into small dancing men that are doing the can-can.
God.
I cannot believe you're not seeing this shit. I take the arm. This isn't worth it. Take the arm.
All right.
I'm gonna go.
I'll
I'm gonna
stick
go to
with
the other
Frey.
side.
Yeah, well, let's head over to the other thing. Let's get this over with as soon as possible.
Fucking hell.
Run.
And
For the love
Maeve
of God,
goes.
run.
The eyes wrap around themselves, mold into one, turn into a balloon that floats up, pops into sparkles and glitter, and then the eyes are back in the face.
All right.
Holy.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, so yeah, the
the-
three of them.
The under 5'10" members of the party go to the other pathway.
Frey and Ellie stay together. Ellie, you're trying to comfort Frey through this nightmare, I assume.
Frey, I can tell you right now, if you lose the arm, we can get replacements. All right, there might be ways to actually maybe grow it back. I don't know, but you're gonna be okay. Does it hurt? Let me know if it hurts.
It's just weird, man. It's just weird. I don't know what to do with this.
Like hundreds of little fingers are crawling up and down your forearm right now.
Oh my god, I need a door open right now.
Meanwhile, yeah, you guys head down the pathway, head to the other side. Unlike the previous door, same thing, archway, stone. There's no head, no face, just a single black hole, a little smaller than a soccer ball, and it sits in the dead center of the wall. Nemo, Toby, well, for everyone else, it's just a gaping maw of jagged stone. A soft wind seems to be blowing out of it, whistling softly. But you two, you hear something else coming from within the hole. A soft, shrill hiss.
A snake?
Definitely sounds like a snake. Several, actually, as a choir of hisses come out from the hole. And with how it's designed, you can see the stone sort of coves back and down. So you can't look into it. You have to reach in and down.
Nemo, you got the lantern, right? We can't angle it the right way.
Nope,
No.
not with how narrow it is.
Tobias, I'm telling you right now, there's no way you're sticking your hand in that.
Well, it's
Right.
it's got to be me. I got us into this mess. It's my fault we're down here in the first place.
Okay, Nemo sticks her hand in the hole.
Nemo, you quickly, before Tobias has a chance, put your hand in the hole. It curves downward, hindering your vision, and you get about to the elbow, and then the hiss begins to get more irritable, angry. From the tips of your fingers, you touch something slick and scaly, and it begins to tremble, move, shift beneath your touch. But you can go farther down if you want.
Yeah, she'll get... Listen, Nemo is pretty sure she can't die, so this is probably fine. She's gonna keep sticking her arm in the snake hole.
Okay.
Be careful, Nemo. You might die.
Meave, what are you doing while this is going on? Do you say anything?
Do I see anything?
You're next to Toby, yeah. Or wait, did you say with Ellie?
No,
and...
I went with
Yeah,
Nemo
you're next to
and-
Toby. You don't hear the hiss, but you just hear this argument and shoves her hand in the hole.
All right. Well, Maeve is. Can I? Is there something I can do just to like see if I can sense any thing.
You
Very
don't
specific.
sense any you sense one undead nearby.
Alright.
Yeah, Nemo, you go elbow deep, just goes into a positive bowl of slithering things, and your fingers feel around and you find a lever, which you can pull if you wish.
Do I pull it? Do we have to pull it at Do we have to pull it at the same time?
Oh, I hope not. Well, I think he's already pulled the other one, so just give it a go.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You give it a yank. There's as metal gears shift, and immediately behind you and where the other two people are, big stone slabs fall. And the door begins to open up. Over where you are, Frey, there's a as it lets go and your hand comes out. Maybe it's covered in new fresh slobber. Maybe it's still the slime that you had. Who knows? And it says, "That was fun. You're a salty boy. You taste like salt. Bye."
Oh, Jesus H. Christ, goodbye. Goodbye. I run as fast as Frey can run.
Both of your sides have the doors open up. The party is now essentially separated. We have two groups, and with it being 9 o'clock, we are going to end it there.
This is the perfect division.
We are going to end it there.
Don't worry, Frey.
Oh,
we
God.
can't be stopped.
We are good.
Over here.
Oh God, we're
The rogue and
screwed.
the spellcasters barreling down a hallway.
We're so screwed. Oh my God.
Yeah, why did
Why-
we split it like that?
Why did we do this?
I don't think you knew that you were going to be split. That's probably why.
Yeah, I mean,
There's two hallways. Why did we? Oh no.
Listen, I can't be hit. The rest of you are gonna die, but I cannot be hit.
fair point. It's a fair point. I got a lot of HP to
So-
go through.
so-
It'll be all right.
Nemo in front, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meat shield.
So the wizard, the bard, and the rogue are in one hallway, and then the barbarian and the ranger are in the other hallway. And everything is going according to plan.
Yeah.
Perfection.
Love it.
This is a disgusting episode.
I loved it.
The last 45 minutes just went off the rails.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
How many people did we lose with that cartoon baby?
We
I think we gained a few.
We gained people.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't.
Well, when people said they wanted lighthearted, I was like, all right, I'll give you lighthearted.
Oh,
I kept imagining that like this Bing Bong character, like is this
Bing Bong's
thing.
evil twin.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but
I found a new fear.
Apocalypsis liked it and they subscribed with Prime.
Yay,
Shout out to Boyd.
Apocalypse.
Boyd Bound for some bits, Jade Knight with the follow, Doom Fable with the follow, Shamush Oddish with the follow as well, The Life of Fife, and Shane in the House. Thank you to all of those people who have joined us in the Ink and Lyre family this particular evening. And so we want to shout out all
Wait,
of you.
Daniel, did we reach 666?
Did we reach 666? I don't know.
Yes.
Let's go look.
That was the number that I was really hoping for.
Well, that's when the party dies, is when we get 666 subscribers.
I'm seeing
close.
663.
Oh, so close.
663. So if
Invite
you're
your friends.
if you're currently not following the channel, please do. If there are 3 of you out there who are not, then hey, we can get to 666 tonight.
I'm not
which would
sure
be amazing.
there'll ever be a more appropriate stream than what we just went through to hit 666.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. So you can definitely support the show that way. We also accept subscriptions here on the Twitch channel. You can subscribe for free with Prime as well. You can also support the show by following us and telling all your friends about us on all the social medias. We are Ink and Lyre everywhere. That's really Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. You can follow us. You can see the shenanigans. We are here every Tuesday with Twisted Veil at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time as we start the show. Our next time that we're going to be here is tomorrow, Wednesday. We're going to be running a little bit more of the Curse of Strahd campaign on our show called Iron Valor. And I, myself, Daniel, DM that one. So you'll see us there tomorrow at 7:30 Central Standard Time. On Fridays, we participate in Short Rest, which is a show that we kind of just chill and hang out with the community and all that kind of fun stuff. This cat is killing me. And we kind of just hang out with the community. Right now, Lauren's playing through a little bit of the Man of Medan, so she's going through that. And then Mondays is Fate's End, our homebrew 5e Dungeons & Dragons campaign that you can catch Deanna in every Monday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. And right now we are on a airship flying over the ocean.
We just got Daniel out of prison, and by Daniel I mean his character Samson.
Yes.
Mostly Daniel.
Samson just got out of prison, and he's dealing with it in all his ways. But anyway, so you can come check us out at all those places. Follow us and tell all your friends about us, and that's the best way you can help us out here. We want to thank all of you for joining us. Thank you to the cast. Thank you to Brent for this fantastic session. And we will see you here next time on Ink and Lyre. So I'm going to send us on a raid somewhere, and we're going to go spread the Malifaux love. So y'all have a wonderful evening.
Good night.
Oh.
See ya.